Hello, 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 everyone. We are live. It's your girls, Callie, Montique, and Dr. Joy, pre PhD. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 5, The Burn Session. So, we're going to share this out to a few groups. I'm going to tag a few people to get in here. And then, while we're doing that, we want you to know that everything we say is alleged. It's our opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Just have fun and enjoy the ride. How would you all like to rate the episode?
8.
8. Okay. Callie, what about?
Um, 6.
6. I thought it was like an 8. I really, when it went off, my mouth was open. I was just like, what did I just?
This didn't feel like a wasted episode. Like,
No.
yeah, it was good.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Oh Lord, I don't know, y'all. I don't know where to begin. So let me look at my notes. Oh, Potomac got me. They flocking in this season.
Can I tell you the 2 psychological things that I think?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch the show through my eyes.
Oh Lord.
2 things happen, and it's going to be interesting how it plays out. Candace and Wendy have decided that they're not going to give Bravo a moment. They are being very restrained. They are being very strategic. And they pretty much said, I'm not going to perpetuate the stereotype of the angry Black woman. I believe that. I believe they have decided that this, and they tried. All I can say is they're getting. I could just smile.
I have that in my notes.
That's one. Here's the second one, and I'm gonna see how this turns out. Giselle basically has decided that she ain't gonna give Wendy nothing. And in no way, form, or fashion,
nothing.
That if you're going to have a moment, it won't be at my expense.
I agree with that
and
too.
And I believe that Robin has decided she's going to break the narrative that she's up Giselle's behind.
Her bush.
And she's going to stop sitting on stuff. And if she's coming across quirky, it's funny to me because it's almost like she got a nervous tick. You know, when people get mad and they got it like this, like, and that's what she feels like she's doing. Like, you know, ain't nobody gonna take this crap no more. Yeah, like she just, because she's normally the sane one.
She is. That may be why my mouth is open. Like, ain't nobody saying this season. Like, everybody crazy.
All I can say is, baby, say what you want. Robin has clocked.
She's clocked in. But see, okay, Giselle wasn't in the room at this moment. She was in the room talking to Mia. So she didn't see what happened between Wendy and Charisse. So she's not lying for Robin in that moment. She's just saying Robin said it didn't happen. Charisse didn't say it happened, so it didn't happen. Giselle was talking to Mia and apologizing to her.
And they both were wrong.
Yeah.
I really do think they were both wrong. For one, it clearly Charisse touched. Well, before that, the charge was Wendy was saying that she had to be restrained, that she was trying to fight her. And
right.
That was Wendy's charge. Robin said, I wasn't restrained because Charisse didn't even have to touch me. So you're lying. That they were both wrong.
Right.
Clearly Charisse touched Robin.
Right.
Clearly. But let's also be honest. She did not have to restrain her. And while Robin did walk to her, she was already walking back. If you rewatch it, when Charisse stood up in front of her, she walked past Charisse. Now, did she walk back because Wendy told her to? Maybe.
Because Wendy told her to sit down, and she did.
Maybe. But let's be clear. Even if you want to say that she was being aggressive, because Robin was, when she stood up and walked toward her. It's one thing to stand up and mock what she says. It's another thing to then walk toward her. So, but this is the difference between an adult and a child. When Wendy said, you better go sit down, she also can recognize possibly really crossing the line. That's the difference between an adult and a child. An adult, no, let me step my light-skinned butt back, because I don't want to come across like that now. I'm talking crap. I don't want to fight you.
I don't think anybody wanted to fight in that moment.
I don't think anybody.
But I hate they didn't show that like scene.
Yeah.
Like they did a flashback, because they seemed like Jacqueline, Mia, Wendy, and Ashley went out, and Wendy was telling them that Robin tried to fight her.
Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah, I don't think she tried to fight her. So here is a tweet from Sharice. Sharice was like, I was not preventing her from putting her hands on Wendy. She was not about to physically attack Wendy. She was it was in my natural reaction to get up. But she said security was there. I was not holding her back.
People interpret the way they want, and Mia agreed with her. Mia
don't like Wendy. She said, I agree with her. If Robin wanted to rat-a-tat-tat Two-Face, always calling everybody a liar, Wendy, she would have. Y'all seen Robin, my girl, strong AF. But she also doubled down. But then again, y'all also say Chris wasn't staring because of 2 seconds of a clip. So she's doubling down on the Chris staring at her. Yeah, it's crazy this season. I don't know who to like.
Yeah, that's why I said it's. I'm. What did y'all see the clip for next week?
I did.
It's gonna be so. It's gonna be so good.
I like everybody on the show except for Karen. I can't.
Karen does not do anything. This whole episode.
She's talking about Giselle. I'm like, you didn't tweet once because your friend, or your friend, the daughter Candace, that told Ashley that you cheated on Ray.
We're gonna talk about that. So let's get into that. Let's get into that real quick.
Yes, misbehaving. Her hands were on Robin, but it wouldn't stop her from fighting. It was a natural reaction. The same way, if you're getting up looking like you might be leaving before the show is over, I might just say sit back down. But it ain't because you're about to go fight.
Yeah. They weren't about to fight. Wendy was not in danger, girl. Wendy, you was not in danger, girl. Okay, not at all. But let's talk about this, Ashley. I was like, oh my God, we have a friendship. Ashley and Candace are friends.
I thought it would have been so cute too.
Did everybody feel like this is cute? Like I was like, they're cute. They're having fun. They talking about the boys. They're talking about Karen cheating on Ray.
I would have loved that duo too.
Me too.
I don't think they know how attractive that is to watch. Like, it's 2 grown women, because they mid-30s at this point, acting like teenagers. It was fun to watch.
I loved it.
I would have loved that duo against them.
But do you think that Candace has said so many things about, which I'm not saying they're not valid, so don't attack me, people, but about Michael, and Ashley just can't get over it? Like, what do you think it is?
I mean, Candace does go. I mean, just think. Candace did at the beginning when Giselle was talking to her. Her natural reaction was to talk about. She didn't just say, "Go to Michael Darby for this." She was like, "Go to the ex who's already." And I don't know why I'm whispering, because because God.
I don't need. Look, God is listening.
I can hear me.
We really can.
But yeah, that's her natural reaction, is to do that. Like, Michael ain't been on screen in 2 seasons. He been completely away from me. Like, so why are you talking? I just don't understand why she's so mad. Did something else happen?
Well, the reason she's so mad, in my opinion, is because Chris is a nice, friendly guy. I think many of us could agree. He's never come across as being overly flirty or inappropriate with anybody. Right. Michael, on the other hand, has. So it's real easy to see that different people trying to bring this to you. I'm going over to the producers and see what's going on and call them out on it. I mean, it's easy. It made perfect sense to me. It's easy to bring up Michael because Michael, look, they
Is
still
the
have that tape
predator.
down in Monique's basement. We waiting to see.
I can't believe they never showed that tape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe there's nothing there. Okay. So anyway, what do y'all think about them talking about Karen and Ray cheating?
Yeah, sure.
And this was unsolicited. And then they'll be like, it's the green-eyed bandits that always coming for somebody's marriage. I was like, two people that accuse your husband of just being inappropriate, and you talking about unsolicited about Karen. Like, it wasn't even like, so what's this I heard about? This is completely unsolicited. And what's crazy is Karen on Twitter complaining about Giselle. And I'm like, oh, the people, who is they? Maybe that's what I don't
I
know.
think she's complaining about Sharice because
But she
Sharice is coming
uses
after her.
they. You done brought this on the show to be your mouthpiece. It was something she said.
Yeah,
Like,
she
who
know
is she
it's
talking
Sharice.
about?
She's talking about Sharice.
I
She's mad
get that,
Sharice is
but
there.
who is it? Robin? Is
Robin and Giselle, one of them. I think it's Robin because Robin says that
I think Sharice
Sharice
is
is the
closer
queen
to
of
to Sharice.
yeah.
Robin and Sharice have been very close. Giselle had fell out with her for a while. They
I
cool
think it's
now.
Robin because at BravoCon, Robin said that Sharice is the true grand dame, and Karen doesn't like that, so she's very upset.
What started
You
their
said that in a
initial
very
disagreement,
condescending
though?
way.
I mean, that was a mess. Why
You
doesn't
said
Karen
that
like
in a
her?
very
She's very upset. Like she getting paid for this. You know how like she the queen, or she
Mm-mm-mm.
got a. She really acts like she's the queen of Potomac. I don't understand. So somebody said, I wish that Candace wouldn't have. Me too. I wish she wouldn't have said anything about Karen and Ray because she was like, she's going to. Because you can't get mad at people talking about husbands when you're talking about husbands.
That's what I was like. That is so hypocritical.
So Kira saying that Candace was repeating gossip, but still, that's the same thing. You can't. She shouldn't have done it. Especially when you mad at people doing it to your husband right now.
Exactly. You spent the whole season last season sitting up there with Wendy going off on Giselle the whole time about the very same thing. And
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
so
yeah. She has apologized, but Karen gonna be mad at the reunion. Y'all know, why do people not realize that Karen flip flops with the wind
All the time.
all the time?
She's the reason the show doesn't get a 9 or 10 rating from me.
who?
Karen is. Karen
Why?
is. Because she's a hot mess. I can't with her.
Karen, to
She's
me,
getting a
in
lot
this
of grace
episode,
from Candace.
tell me what she did. Karen is another Jackie. They do nothing. What did Karen do in this episode besides go plant some, go pull some embryos so she can pretend
Nothing.
like the
Her
tulips are
globes.
hers? She
And
called the
did she
tulips
say those globes
embryos.
was $30,000 to do her grass at home?
Yeah, so she
I
got.
saw the grass. She lying.
She lied.
Mm.
And I'm like, can you just say fertilizer and seed? Why you gotta call them embryos, first of all? So she picked some embryos in the cold. The whole sprinter ride, she didn't say a word. And at the thing, she didn't say a word. But y'all are the only ones. What did Karen do in this? Tell me what
Nothing
she did
in this episode.
What did she do? I don't understand.
What
What are
you trying to understand?
Trying to say
don't
that
like
she
her?
read Giselle. I said because she said that the noise is coming from that table over there. Y'all know that was the worst game Wendy could have ever came up with. It was literally should have been called the non-accountability game.
Right.
Not because she didn't. That's you telling people you the one who know that you're having issues with a whole lot of people. Because Robin
Game of Survivor.
So instead of coming up with a game
That's
and
very
saying
true.
she instead of Wendy just saying, Robin, I really don't have any beef with you. I can't even remember where we went wrong. But I said some things out of pure anger and I just wanted to apologize. Had she started out like that, and I wrote that down because I know I've done it to you and I want to, hopefully you can burn this. And Robin, you can't do nothing but be disarmed. It's almost like Garcelle said at the reunion, which is so true. She says, when somebody gives you a sincere apology, you look like a crazy person still mad.
Yeah, if you still mad.
So if she had done that, that would have made other people then say, hey, I did so and so to you. You have to leave. That was a terrible game to play. And
it didn't work out for them either. She said other housewives have done it before. It didn't work out with them either.
Yeah.
Karen was, and I think Joy spoke on this a little bit.
Accountable without showing accountability.
Which she does not know. And what's so crazy, well, I'm gonna get in that in a second. Okay, so she said Karen told the truth where the most aggression was coming from. And that's what Joy was saying in the beginning. They're trying to come across very calm, very like, oh, let me clutch my pearls.
Girl,
you're angry. Like they're trying to do that.
Y'all didn't see Candace put her hand on her nose when Giselle said something to her. I can't remember what it was.
What? I missed that.
Paused, and you could almost see her shaking, saying, "I'm gonna do this."
Yeah, they, and I think this is pretty smart.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yes, misbehaving. She does like
it. It's actually smart because that's why I see. All I can hear is Carlos King saying what I had been saying. He just said it better than what I was saying. Baby, Wendy reads the comments.
She does.
She reads the comments, and and she's reading them right now. They're trying. Narrative. The narrative is shifting in her favor in these groups.
But it's evident that people feel the same way that we do, because even her castmates were like, you come across fake, you come across as condescending, like they were telling her you have this wall up, like we can't see who you really are. Even Candace was like, are you hearing what they're saying?
Yeah, I haven't noticed that she hardly gets any segments.
Yeah, they haven't shown.
Like seriously, her.
I like Candace too, but she's a hot mess.
Oh, are you talking about Candace when she said she hardly gets any segments?
No, Wendy. No. Somebody said Wendy
she doesn't hardly get segments. You could tell who leading this by the segments and the length.
Yeah.
And I really do believe they were, and let's be clear, she filmed. They're deciding to use stuff. And I'm going to tell you what I believe. Because I know these producers ain't no smarter than me. Her stuff looks fake to me. And if you can only put that on for so long, hopefully there are some people that read every once in a while in these groups, because it's I roll my eyes. Karen does it too. Y'all don't.
Karen fakes a lot too.
Karen, I can't.
You can't do better than this. I can. I can do better than this in my living room.
I think she's not being herself. Like, I love a woman with multiple degrees. I just feel like Wendy.
What does that have to do with it?
Does not show her true self. Everything she does is staged.
And what do you think her true self is?
I don't know. We don't have a clue.
I would like to know.
We get the third version.
Yeah, this is a different Wendy too.
Don't know.
And I know people grow. I'm not saying that people don't grow, but she ain't even been the same person ever. So when I was reading the comments, somebody was like, have you watched Love and is it Hip Hop, where Ray J had this hat and the hat kept changing? Do y'all know what they're talking about? So there's a scene in the thing where Candace's hairstyle, everything kept changing. Did y'all notice that? Like one time she had a card.
Somebody took a picture of all three.
I did. I sent it to y'all.
So, but what was the? Well, what's the point?
Because they cut it up so bad. Like her hair when they first started was probably this.
It was in the middle. It was in the middle initially.
And then I think it went to this. Oh, and then I thought it went to the middle. Yeah. So you think it was the middle first?
I think that's what she.
Yeah, it looks like it was the middle first.
She went to the door.
See, but okay, then it's really cut up because the middle and the end was this. Like if you go watch the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why is that being pointed out? What did I miss?
Because that's the way they cut up the scene. Like you can tell that this may be not in one setting, or they took some breaks and they reshot. Like it shows how producers, why we getting mad about stuff, because these producers are producing these shows and cutting stuff in the ways to make people upset.
That
To
was
make
probably a 2-hour conversation they cut down to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why the hair changed I mean, that didn't happen on a few shows we watched. They be in the conversation. One time they got a necklace on, one time they
don't. Yeah.
They got on a whole new different shirt.
From Smart to Hoochie.
Like, that this
Antoinette. From
a lot of them are faking it on the show.
I remember watching Love and Hip Hop once, and they were having a barbecue, and Stevie J straight had fried chicken on the grill, and it wasn't even no smoke coming out that grill.
Shut up, girl.
It was like Popeyes
on the grill. That's what I'm saying. So I think when people get so angry, they've got to realize a lot of this is produced. That's why I kind of like to point it out. I don't think she changed her hair and said, yeah, and I think that's what the producers playing in our face, because they made sure to put that part where Ashley was like, your hair looks nice, because it made people look at her damn hair. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to her hair. So do y'all think Miss Dorothy will ever make another on the show? I hope not.
I don't think
like her mama. There's a picture of Candace.
She does look like her.
Miss Dorothy. I don't know who it is. She looks just like her mama.
All right, so let's get to, hold on, because honey, why's my mama calling me? I'm gonna say I'll call her back, mama. What do y'all think about Michael? Why is he getting a vasectomy in Vegas? Does he living his best life in Vegas?
He don't want to get none of his side chickens free.
I wonder how he's feeling to see Ashley out with, even if she's just having fun, out with another guy.
With that Luke guy?
That story.
Huh? Mia or Jackie? Because everybody knew. Sharice knew. Robin knew. Candace knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knew that they was going through a divorce. When she got to that little party thing, which wasn't a party, I'm sorry, Robin, in the park, she started talking about it in front of Mia and Jackie. As soon as that was done, it was in the press. So I feel like it was one of them. What do y'all think?
Okay. I kind of believe that. She told on herself. I think so.
She did, because she was like, Michael thinks I'm trying to get pregnant.
But
I was like, how could he possibly think that unless y'all? Oh, okay.
So you think Ashley could have leaked it?
I like when Ashley said she compares everybody to Michael. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
And I said, well, they should be a thing
going on with them, though, because she dating.
Ashley down there with the player
in the summer house.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah,
they was out there doing the white people cuff it. What? They was off beat. She done got off beat with her people. Like she don't need to be over there with them.
Hot mess.
Was she off beat? Did y'all see it?
No.
Does she?
Wait a minute. What was I saying? Okay. So how do y'all think Michael was dealing with her being out dating? Because he's cheated all of their relationship, of course, and she's been with a threesome with him involved, but aside, like by herself, I think he might be a little hurt.
Well, Kara thinks that it's a PR stunt, that her and Luke ain't really together. I don't know. It could be a PR stunt.
He's white, right?
Yeah.
And when she dances like a pom-pom girl.
It was horrible. I was like, no.
Football games.
But why did... Okay, I'm being shady. Y'all don't be mean. Don't say nothing. But Candace said that Ashley don't need no old balls. And I don't think Chris's balls are young.
How old is he?
Well, in comparison to Michael's.
But
Michael's
it's not
probably had a lot more wear and tear on them too.
You think Michael's? I just feel like she don't realize that because he's like 11 years older than her, right?
I don't know, but he ain't as old as Michael.
Well, I don't think nobody is. Michael, the lone survivor of
Chris is 44, and I think she's 35.
Not with no pom poms. Let's talk about Mia, because child, Mia in this one little 5-minute scene got caught to me.
Y'all don't want to talk about Chris and what's her name?
Who?
Chris and Candace scene where he basically was trying to say that his wife is younger and prettier.
No, say it again.
When he was talking to, wasn't he talking to Candace and he said
And
something?
her sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what did he
That
say?
his wife is prettier and younger anyway, or something like that.
Whose wife? Michael's?
Prettier and younger than who?
Chris was talking about Candace.
I
Who's
only
she prettier
remember
and
them
younger
talking
than?
about Trina. I missed
Then
that
the
part.
people that's accusing him of something.
Oh, I didn't
Oh.
hear that.
Girl, what's showing y'all watching?
What? Well, see that scene
Can I
bored
imagine
me.
that?
The scene bored me. I'm
You
sorry.
might
I
have
don't have not a
imagined it.
note.
Yeah, y'all didn't. Yeah, he said.
Only note I have is
something
Trina gonna be in the video. That's all I wrote. Trina gonna be in the video of Insecure.
And Candace's sister was like, who?
Yeah, he was like, Michael
Candace
was
was
like,
like, if it ain't Beyonce, I don't know her.
Right. I didn't catch that conversation at all. I told you, Jordan. We don't. I think you
So
made.
I don't know. You might be getting your shows mixed up.
I mean,
no, he was talking to Candace sitting on the couch, and he said something about.
Did you take a nap around that time you heard that? Maybe you were
Joy.
drinking or.
Well, it could be. I was bored. I mean, that scene kind of bored me until she started talking about Trina, and I was like, "They call me the baddest bitch. Who's bad?"
That could have been something somebody made up in the group.
Now, what is that? What you singing? Is that a Trina thing?
That was Trina's first song. They call me the baddest bitch.
I don't know one of her songs. Can you tell me one honestly?
That's all I know is the baddest bitch. And I only know one verse. I mean, one line. You see, I didn't say nothing else.
But that's nice that she's doing that.
But Trina's on like Love and Marriage hip hop or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think Miami.
Said,
I
this is a woman talk, and I'm leaving you.
Yeah, because he likes to be in the woman's business. He's a Peter to me. Do y'all think he's a Peter?
Who?
No.
Chris.
No, I don't think. This is why I don't like this narrative.
Oh,
for real. Because Chris really does seem like a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Peter's a nice guy. He's just in women's business all the time, is what I'm saying.
According to Portia, he was more than
Chris
just the business.
Though I think that he really messing with women. Is that what he's acquaintance?
No, that he's in women's business. Because he's commenting on everybody's things now. He's the Peter. The husband that's like a Peter. Not that he's cheating. I don't think he's cheating on Candace.
Yeah, he was like that even before. I would say it would have something to do with him since it's him. But no, he was like that before. I don't know. I don't even.
But I like Chris and Candace, and I don't think
like a really nice guy.
He really does. And
as
far as Ashley saying that he was being flirty with somebody else, I mean, come on. I think about that because Ashley did come to her a little. We know the cameras was there, but she tried to go as in private as she could. Ashley did not return the same thing. What do y'all think about that?
I really feel like Candace
thought her and Ashley were gonna be friends. First time she did.
Say it again, Joy.
I think the first time when Ashley went to her, she did.
She did what?
It go to Candace correctly.
Well, but that was about Ashley.
I know, but I'm just saying, I think she did go to her correctly. I think
the first time, yeah.
I'm wondering, is it possible that she caught word what Candace said about her husband? I do wonder about that kind of thing because it does seem
she didn't say something new though.
Are you saying when she was saying all that stuff about that's Michael Darby, give it to him?
I do wonder about that because, like, if one of her producers, because each of them have producers, they don't, each, and I do wonder, like, did her producer hear something and repeated it to her because it was a shift and you don't understand why it was because it was kind of khaki. How she brought that to her about her husband and even said,
don't feel good.
So that's why I was saying, so something has changed. Them having that little catty conversation, that little girl, them laughing together to that, and we just don't know what it is.
Because I was like, "Oh, they are friends," and it didn't even last a second. Like the friendship lasted, I don't know, like a minute.
I'm with you, Latoya.
People get mad with the truth. So you don't think Giselle likes Candace?
Do you think Giselle likes
I think Giselle likes Candace. Well, maybe not that she said, okay, neck, ankles, and all that. Maybe not
Yeah,
now.
I think that Giselle did like Candace.
Yeah.
Because I think they have been saving her. But I do think Candace, I haven't believed that Candace liked her. Because I know
It's
Giselle don't
always seemed
watch a
to
lot
like
of the
her.
extra stuff, but I couldn't imagine even her being sitting next to Candace or trying to do whatever at reunion had she heard all those things she was saying about her on the after show. Because
Oh,
Candace was
yeah.
in on Giselle last year. It was unreal.
You don't think people like Candace? I always thought that they liked
I
Candace.
think that you either really like Candace
Right. You
or
have
you
to really
really
just.
can't stand her. But I do think there were more people that didn't like her during that Monique situation
Mm-hmm.
because I was on the end of liking Candace. I stayed for Candace that whole
Yeah.
season. I thought what we saw Candace was 100. I ain't gonna say 100. I ain't gonna say no percentage. I thought that she was right, and
I
she
think
was
she was
on the side of
absolutely
right.
correct.
So I
Yep.
stayed for her. And I
Yeah.
liked Monique the previous season. I went backwards and forward with her. Um,
I
so
don't like Monet. And her name too similar
I
to mine
don't
for me not to like her, so that was
yeah,
hard.
I don't now. That's why I always say I can go backwards and forward who I stand, who I'm
Mm-hmm.
liking this season.
I like Candace since the day she came on the show. Okay. Okay, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about Mia, because Mia, I gotta talk about her lies before I forget. So Mia and her family, they get at the table, and she has beautiful children. And her husband's like, now I just hate that about your sickness. And she looked at him like, what sickness I got, baby? Did y'all feel that way?
Yeah.
He definitely looks surprised.
She.
He's that dad. He's that daddy. He's that
Well, he's her daddy.
that's going to play with the scenes. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like men that's gonna play along with their badness. You can't have a couple like that. Like one of them got to be like Phaedra used to fake every single solitary scene she did herself. But her children, she can't control how her children gonna respond in the scene, and she couldn't control Apollo.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, I think those are her children.
There should be a balance there. Like Ray, if y'all listen, Karen be like, try to be sexy. And then
Ray be like, oh.
Oh, you have been neglectful.
Yeah. Ray be like, can you go give me the paper? Like, I don't want to do that today. Another thing with her, it was like, and then she was like, oh yeah, my cancer. Let me remember.
Right.
And so I was sitting here like, and then she was like, she got to have lymph nodes and lumps removed. Like she was trying to remember her lie.
Well, yeah. Okay, but she did say what it was though.
Mm-hmm.
She said she had the she gave the name to her disease.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, no,
I didn't write that down.
Was it it was some kind of nerve damage? No, it was some kind of nerve damage.
Okay.
That she had mentioned.
But she does not have cancer.
Right.
And then she said she was planning MIA, is planning a trip to the MIA to Miami. And then she says that she met G in Miami.
Oh!
And
he whispered
he had a wife. And he claimed he was happy, right? But he slept with her and she was almost going to pussy pop on the
I thought she said he claimed he was unhappy.
Yeah, he claimed he was unhappy.
Anyway, okay. And she did everything but the pee popping on the handstand or something.
But then I remembered her saying she met G at the strip club where they serve lobster and steak. Where did she meet G? Y'all, was that in Miami?
The beach is right down the street from the strip club.
All one in the same.
Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute.
She was a Miami stripper. Not a Potomac one.
I like Mia. I like her, but some of her stories are a little.
Wait a minute. You said husband strip club, men's club, so they might have been on the beach at a gentleman's club. We're gonna say gentleman's club because they had lobster and steak and no poles and good dresses.
Explain that. I mean, she just was like, he was married at the time, and we did it in public. What was that
And people
about?
were watching.
Surprised that didn't come out. How we keep that? How we know that?
Right.
I mean, she said that so very nonchalantly. I was like, okay, Mia.
But she
That's
said,
my girl. I was cracking. I'm like, she did not.
But that's what Margaret did. Margaret did that on New Jersey. She told her own story.
yeah.
But the problem is because she didn't get any pushback, she would spend 2 or 3 years just inadvertently throwing out jokes. I used to be like, I know I ain't the only one to think that's like, I ain't never heard anybody that bragged about cheating on their husband with a maintenance man.
Right. And
Right, with that plumber.
Right.
She said it with pride. She was proud of herself. She said that but I didn't know that her foster mom was in Miami. So that's where she grew up, and she met Jacqueline, who's on the show, who she's no longer friends with. We'll find out why.
But so did they
15
have a
years old.
threesome on the beach? Her and the friend and the husband?
Well, she did say if she passed away that she wanted you to marry Jacqueline.
So yeah, they're acquainted. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people were kind of like, "Oh my God," at the scene in the nail salon. What did y'all think?
When she took the towel and put it on her face.
Oh,
yeah. Was it a clean towel? Does it matter because it's been on somebody else's feet?
But what tripped me out was when the girl said, "Mom's so nasty." I'm like, Giselle was like,
my face was shining.
Right. Here's my thing. One of the reasons why I like Giselle, this is she knows she pretty. She knows she's been attractive her whole life, but she's also goofy. So she almost has a non-self-awareness about her that's adoring in a way. She's not a person that will walk in a room and command being the moment. She's the person that is just walking
like me.
And she just so happens to be it.
To be the moment.
But she'll walk in and stumble, and then everybody will love her.
Girl, she falls all the time and laughs.
All the time. It's like,
but
okay.
She's goofy. I told you, that's why she's goofy.
It's a whole like reel of her falling
girls.
Almost.
Yeah. Like, don't you, how many pretty girls that fall? Yeah, it's okay. It fall and a laugh about it. Like,
so did y'all see the tweet where Candace was saying that Giselle was pimping out her kids?
That's disgusting.
What do y'all think about that? I don't think I put it in here.
So like I told you guys earlier, I didn't read your thread on that because Joy is such a
What did Joy do?
How do you explain that? Joy, okay, she's set in her ways when it comes to Candace. That's all there is to say about
it. I got you.
So I didn't read all of that. So tell me what you what's the issue?
Let me see if I can find it.
It's in the group. Somebody just put it in there.
I found it from my thing.
Yeah. This is the problem. No woman who is trying to freeze her eggs would tell use the word pimping their children out in a sentence.
Heavy cows will make you have unsteady feet. Y'all ain't right.
Good point though, Miss Behaven.
Like that doesn't even make any sense. She's not aware. It's just ugh.
So this is what she said. She said, "Can't pimp your children out for 2-minute scenes forever."
That's her family. That's what's crazy. What off the streets? Those are Giselle's children. That's her family. Just like Chris is her family. And she stood up here saying she didn't have her family on their seat. Girl, we just saw your sister. This your 4th season in.
She said my whole family.
We've seen her sister before. What do you mean? So what happened that made her say this? What's she replying to?
She's replying to the show.
To the show. Nothing happened. She just was when Giselle's kids were on the show, when they were in the beauty shop planning the party. She felt like Giselle was pimping out her kids.
Because they were getting their nails and toes done?
Yeah. She said, my whole family friends, she said, and this bitch skates by haven't shown us nearly nothing. It's a wonder she hasn't scripted her own white Karen-esque, and let me see. And I don't understand why she keeps doing it, because she's turning the little white people who I feel like that's racist.
Yeah,
Misconduct
that ain't the
stories.
first time she said that kind of stuff. So if they thought that's racist, they think she's racist since her first season.
Yeah. But she's
So
married
nothing
to
new
a
there.
white man. I don't get that.
He has a brown Peter. Come on now.
I mean, I know, and brown balls probably too. But what do y'all think about that?
She is the most.
What did that person say that would make her say "pimp out your dog"? I just want to know, what could she have been responding to?
It don't even matter.
I can't think
does matter.
to justify that.
On her daughter, like that's her actual family. He ain't like she asking her nieces to come over and play like her kids. That's her family.
That was wrong. And I mean, Giselle's mom has been on there. Her dad has been on there. Jamal has been on there. Sherman was on there. I mean, the lady, some people don't want to film. You cannot force your family to film if they don't want to film, because then you'll be gay or you'll be racist or you'll get canceled. Like, I can understand.
Are y'all leaving anything out?
They hate Candace's mama because of how she's perceived on the show. So, I mean, like, maybe her mama don't want to be on there anymore. Her children are her family.
And
so Candace is gonna co-sign and say pimping. I don't know.
Are y'all leaving anything out?
No, not that I can recall.
Joy, you?
I can't remember anything. I was trying to look through some pictures. I usually take some.
What do y'all think about the prenup situation with Robin?
I mean, I definitely think it's smart of her. I think that I don't think it's anything wrong with.
But her life is her storyline. Why? So y'all want Giselle to make up storylines, or do y'all want her to just show her life? I mean, everybody cannot have a rah-rah kumbaya season every time.
Nobody has a storyline, really.
It's them interacting with each other.
What's Wendy's? That she going to work and her hair falling out? What's Candace? She ain't even got one. What's Candace's? Because we ain't seen them but her reaction to other people.
Well, her infertility, I guess. I keep thinking, and once again, Candace doesn't really like us in general because she really don't like herself.
She keeps
forgetting she's our ethnic. I don't know.
She's really weird about that. She doesn't. I mean, she speaks. She don't even speak like a black woman who's married to a white man does. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, she makes racial comments that usually women that would decide to date another race would never even want to pop out of their mouth.
Like bed wench.
Yeah, she
is she making comments that
all the way to call a person a whore? You pick that way?
Is she making any comments that other people are making?
Who?
Aside from bed wench? Candy.
But filthy milkmaid.
She called Michael her overseer.
Okay. We know that.
She uses very graphic racial terms. It's really
we just said not what it sounds like, but the words that she say.
That's
like when Nia Long's
actually called Michael an overseer.
When Nia Long's husband or boyfriend cheated on her, her tweet was, "Put him in jail." Becky, you married to a white man. Like, I just don't understand. It's like I think she forgets, and there's nothing wrong with that.
What will you do? Okay, hold on. Let me, I like being devil's advocate.
I love when you do it.
Put him in jail. Is that what you said? Put him in jail. Is that what you said?
Put him in jail because he was dating, because he cheated on her with the white woman.
Because he's messing with the Becky. But what does it have to do with Chris?
What is wrong with being with the Becky? She's with the.
What does that have to do with Chris, though?
He's a white man, so she's saying
but he's not a Becky. He's not a woman. So what color is Nia's husband? What color is Nia's husband?
Black, and he messed with a white woman. She's
Okay.
black
So
and she's messing
a
with the
black
white man.
woman married to a black man that somebody sees who he cheated with and sees that it's a Becky and says, Becky, what does that have to do with Chris?
She's married
Chris
to
is
a
white,
white.
Candace is black. So
That
she
is a
so,
racial, but she
well, I
can't be
know that it is, but when
that's
we're
an
taking it
example
back
of
to
just not
Chris,
being aware.
Why does he have to go to jail? Because he cheated on his wife with the white one. So it would have been better if she was black. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what her thing is.
who? When you say jail, what was mentioned about jail?
She said about, I don't know his name, Neil Long's boyfriend, and they're not married, put him in jail, Becky, because he cheated on her with the white woman.
Okay. But
She's
only I'm
married to a
asking
white man. What is wrong? It's just like she said something wrong with interracial dating or sleeping together, or there's something wrong with it.
Okay. What does that have to do with Chris?
Because
Chris
he's
is
white.
well, but Chris is white, Candace is black. So she made the comment about Becky from a black wife to a black husband, for whatever her reasons are, to a Becky. So that we
if it would have been a black woman, it would have been
we got
okay.
the term Becky from another black wife and a black husband. That's where I first heard the term Becky from. What that had that to do with?
So are you saying that if it would have been a black woman, she wouldn't have had a problem? I'm just trying to figure out what it was for.
You tell me, what was it for?
I just told you what I thought. You don't agree. So what would make it okay, in your opinion?
I didn't say that it was okay. I says, why is that an issue for Chris? Because we're talking about a black woman and a black man, and he's cheating. And then she said, okay, he cheated with a Becky. And then when you say, well, what about Chris? Well, Chris is also married to a black woman and he's a white man. I'm not being nonchalant. I'm trying to see what that has to do with Chris. It's not the same race situations.
It's still a black and a white person. It's just because it's a gender thing that makes it okay?
No, it's not a gender thing. It's
I'm trying to figure out what's different about them.
It's a black woman.
She has a vagina.
A black woman is married to a white man. That's all I'm saying. But what you guys are talking about is a black woman that's married to a black man. And Candace said, "Oh, it's a Becky." Chris isn't a Becky.
She said, "Put him in jail. Jail him." Becky, because he cheated on.
I don't think anybody has to go to jail.
See it in print, it'll resonate. I'm gonna send it to you.
Well, it does resonate. I'm just trying to figure out what that has to do with Chris.
I guess nothing. She could just talk about the white folk and be married to a white man. I just feel like she comes across forgetting her husband is white. That's all I'm gonna say.
How does that mean she forgot her husband is white?
She says racially offensive things that black people with a black man, black husband would say to a couple that is decided to date interracially. It's really weird. I just couldn't imagine being a person and I'm if I decided to marry a white guy, making jokes or making your comeback about that issue in such a negative way. And it's associated with slavery. Like it has long racial roots. She's not self-aware. Like you look stupid sitting up here saying black people shouldn't marry white people, and you sitting up with a white guy.
Yeah, I don't care who a black man cheats with either.
It's kind of like she didn't say that, right?
Huh?
She didn't say there was something being wrong with them being married.
Well, she insinuated that with
But she didn't say it. But he's black, you said.
He's black, but the girlfriend was white.
But Nia Long is black.
That has nothing to do with what we're
talking about. But you guys are saying that it does have something to do with it. Why would she say that if Chris brought it up?
Let's just leave it alone.
Girl.
We'll agree to disagree. Okay.
You confusing me.
No, you're confusing me, but you can't answer the question.
Everybody's not going to see things the same way. So I just be like, okay, I see it my way, you see it your way. Let's get it. Good
idea.
Yeah, you like all of us aren't gonna see stuff the same way, and that's why I like this.
Yes, Joy.
Emily, you know what?
What?
You're so funny. Oh Lord. Okay, we talked about Trina.
Yeah.
Can
anybody tell me one of her songs?
They call me the baddest bitch.
Oh, wait.
That's the only one I know too.
And
Does
somebody
anybody else
made
know
a
a Trina
comment.
song?
I don't even
I
see
have
the
no
comment.
idea, but I do think that it's going to be good for her career because maybe she can go on Love and Marriage Hip Hop or whatever it's called
Please don't put her on that show.
and do a cameo. So what was the? I was trying to figure out when they went separate. Why was Ashley and Wendy together, and then Karen, Candace, Giselle, and Robin, and why do they live closer? Like, why did they split them up? Because I
Well,
didn't
we
think
know why Wendy didn't go. Wendy didn't want to be there and get into an argument on the bus. She wanted to wait for the burn session. Theirs wasn't called burn session, though, was it? What was their session
Yeah, it was called Burn Session.
What was Stormy's event called?
The Sage and Peace.
Yeah,
Sage
that's
and
why
burn.
I got it confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord, I think I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, I'm with you.
But because Candace and Giselle were at odds at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Move over that ass too fat. Woo woo. That is another. Okay. Woo, woo.
Huh?
I thought that was Trick Daddy. Was that
Move
Trick
over
Daddy?
the how does that go?
Move over
Never
that
mind.
ass too fat. Woo. That's another one of her songs. Okay,
Move
go
over
ahead.
that's too fat.
Misbehaving.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, I'm a little ghetto. But why would Wendy put Candace, and why would she take Candace to the barn? She know Candace is traumatized from the barn.
Was that the same place?
It looked like the same.
The barn was traumatized at the barn too.
Was that the same place?
What y'all think?
It wasn't the same place, was it?
I pray not. I hope they can't go back to that one. Like, bad.
Candy
But
will
why
never
would
be
Wendy
able
take
to
her
save
to the
me.
barn? What y'all think?
That's so much trauma. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that may be why she did this too. Like, I ain't gonna get beat up again. But I don't know if she got beat up or not.
Her wig did, but that's about it.
Look back at it, boy.
I think that's her hair.
Yeah, that's her hair. All Barnes trigger Candace.
Yeah, that was hair.
Yeah, with the big hair. I think that's
all her. I thought you were talking about the barn when she got beat up.
Oh no, that was a wig. It came off. Did it come off?
No, but Gorilla Glue was thriving. Okay.
Somebody said we need to know what kind of glue that was.
Right, Gorilla.
But I don't think it's funny she got hit. I hated that she got hit. But I don't think Wendy should have had it at the barn.
They say, Wendy claims that everybody gonna eat their words by where they stood with the Monique situation.
And do you think you know why?
Stand with the Mia situation. I mean,
Wendy
I heard the rumors.
Yeah,
the rumors are. Well, we saw in the preview that she throws a drink on. Mia throws a drink on Wendy.
Yeah,
and apparently somebody else said she hit her with her purse.
And why does everybody hit Candace in the head with a purse, Mama Dorothy? Now, Mia.
Not Candace.
Ooh.
Wendy.
Oh, Wendy. Okay, sorry.
Mama Dorothy.
Yes. Mama Dorothy hit Candace in the purse with the head.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What y'all think?
I do think that they're going to probably take, I don't know. I have to watch it.
Mm-hmm. I gotta see it too. That's what I see. I have to see how it all.
I don't think people like Wendy. I don't even think Karen likes Wendy.
I mean, I don't think Wendy is likable on this show. Wendy had an agenda, and from the beginning, they need to let me interview because they did a terrible job.
Pick them out.
She had an agenda.
If we had to get rid of somebody right away, I would keep Wendy over Karen. Wouldn't y'all?
I would.
Yeah, I would.
Karen doesn't do anything.
You would, Joy?
I would agree with that. Yeah. As a matter of fact, when Wendy came in, I thought she was taking Karen's spot. To be really,
yeah, she would have been great for Karen's spot if she would have been herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how they're going to react because Wendy claims that she did nothing to Mia, which I can't think of anything you can do for somebody to throw a drink in your face. Like, I don't understand. But I hate that she did. I mean, and if she hit her, something needs to happen to Mia. I don't think she should have got physical. What do y'all think?
No, I don't think she should have got physical without even knowing what happened. No.
I want to know what happened, but like, I just want to see what happened.
People were trying to say it was Candace though, because they're so used to people being mean to Candace. I guess Candace popping off at the mouth and making people mad, but it was actually Wendy. I don't even think Candace was there.
Yeah.
Mia doesn't know how to control her
We
emotions.
heard about that in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody filmed it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody was in Peter's spot.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was hungry on the long bus ride. They eat too on this show. Mm-hmm. So let's go to the end where Ashley was like, Chris has been flirting. And Candace was like, you and vindictive, whatever. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think that Ashley should have told Candace over the phone? Or was it good that she told her in front of everybody?
Well, she didn't. Well, first of all, I don't know. I just think it didn't have to be over the phone. It could have been around the corner in a different room even. I just think maybe she should have given the same private conversation that Candace tried to give her.
I think Ashley is bitter and miserable in taking it out on Candace. Because did Ashley in the preview, no, I mean, sorry, not Ashley, but Candace in the preview say that Michael had his penis on another, mouth on a penis?
Mm-hmm. That he knows somebody. He knows somebody that claims that he receives his services.
So Michael does it, or me does it for Michael?
Both.
Both, probably. That's awful. What do y'all think about was Robin aggressive when she was screaming across the table?
No. She was being silly. I mean, she was doing that to get under Wendy's skin.
Yeah. What do you think, Joy?
I told you that's what it looked like. She had the tick.
Yeah, she
bouncing and jerking and stuff.
Right.
You can tell she was like, I'm sick of this. And Giselle just sit there like, okay, how we gonna move this scene?
Yeah, Giselle, you can see her mind work. And I always say that about her.
Just sitting there watching like, okay. Because Robin got up, she didn't even go see about her. Didn't say, girl, you okay? You know that fake part. Okay, back in. Okay. Now, I
think Robin just wanted to be back on the bus. She had 8. What's this? Well, where's the lie? His patterns have proven that maybe it's true. But have we seen him really with the man before?
I mean, we saw him hit one on the butt.
I was about to say that was his first encounter, wasn't it? On the camera,
but, anyway. The men touch butts out like in basketball, don't they?
I don't think to the point where one of the other basketball players would feel the need to say, "Don't do that."
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So if brown-skinned women are labeled aggressive, forgetting the same label applies to Rob.
It was nothing about Robin that if the average person was watching her was like, girl, what's wrong with her? It was nothing about her that felt aggressive. Now, she's just she's really not. I've seen her aggressive. She walked up on Monique that time. That was being aggressive, especially knowing that Monique was mad. You know, it's one thing when you don't know somebody is mad and y'all having a discussion and it gets spirited. She knew Monique was mad.
It wasn't the same
in her face. Monique would have had a better reason to respond then than anything.
I don't know. I feel like she shouldn't have been like, because she cussed a little bit. And she said, Robin, and she said, I'm going to the Sprinter. I'm out of here. And that was like, this is just like,
nice looking Sprinter.
And she was like, let me get out this scene. Giselle was like, I ain't leaving nothing. How y'all finna move this scene?
Right.
I sit back like, I see, like, how y'all finna move it?
You think that they're going to act like what Mia did wasn't a big deal?
I don't know. I have to see it. Like, we can imagine it all day. I do want to see how this plays out. And we'll be in the groups. We'll see how people kind of get a gauge for how people seeing it.
But I think that lover was a woman. I'm just saying, has anybody caught him with a man?
No. I mean, not well, other than the camera in the basement at Monique's house, no.
Oh, I didn't say she wasn't. I know Ashley was being vindictive.
Oh, yeah, she was being a hot mess.
I understand where the switch came from.
Yeah.
I don't know if production went behind the scenes to tell her something, because Ashley, usually her personality is pretty solid. Like if she with you, she with you. If she not, she not. So it was refreshing to see her and Candace laughing and stuff. But the next time you see them together, she telling her that your husband tried to be with my friend.
Yeah, that was so mean.
With my friend. It was weird.
Mhm.
Something happened that we're not aware of. Because like I said, she's normally a pretty solid person, and she don't have a problem sitting in between other people,
That's
because
true.
is whatever side Giselle was on during that Monique season, she stood
Oh,
firm
Ashley was not
in
with
her
them.
friendship.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, she stood firm in her friendship, and they remained friends. It was kind of
Mhm.
weird because they hanging out like in real time. We watching them in real time,
Yeah.
so we knew that they were good.
They was on Candace's side.
They were on because they
And, and what makes me so mad is nobody gets on Karen for calling HR on Candace.
and
Nobody
she's
even
a
cares
real
about
That
that.
is
She
the
has
most
to get Candace
irritating thing
fired.
ever. Oh, that drives me crazy.
All right, go Tori.
And it was over something, not like I will choke you in your sleep.
Yeah.
Not something like that. It was for you are going to
To
hell.
hell.
To the pits of hell.
And I'm like, only person who can send Karen to hell is Karen. Right. Candace ain't send Karen this to hell. Anyway, go Tori.
That was
I want to start off saying Team Candace, period.
Yeah, I like Candace.
I think y'all, Callie, you've been right about everything you were saying as far as with Candace.
What about me?
At the end of the day, Candace, everybody know y'all so-called below the belt. I don't believe in a such thing as below the belt. That's man-made. You don't get to dictate how I attack you or what I want to say. Once you attack me first and started something with me first. So
Exactly.
Candace is doing that to defend herself. So my thing is, if you know Candace's mouth is the way it is, why start anything with her off back?
I swear
So
to God,
that
Latoya,
means
you're
you want
saying
the
exactly
drama.
what I said
If
earlier.
they don't start with her, she won't have nobody to film with. What do y'all want them to do?
Nothing. You just need to be careful how you approach her then.
Then
If
that's
you
the
don't
same
like
thing
her
with Wanda. So I
response,
don't want y'all to hear y'all say nothing about Wanda ever again.
get them, Tori.
If y'all gonna let Candace
Now, when
act the way she
Candace
acted,
was
be mad at
talking
Wanda.
about Karen's husband, I think y'all twisted it up. She was perpetuating a rumor. Hard words, perpetuating.
Okay.
She was perpetuating a rumor. It's way different from Giselle them actually saying someone has done something. That wasn't a rumor. So that's not.
So
wait a minute. She said people have seen Karen.
So
that is
Eddie's rumors.
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's were rumors when Wendy got mad.
Okay, yeah, they were rumors.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
They'll say she heard.
It's a difference from perpetuating a rumor versus saying that a person did something, like Giselle saying Chris wanted her. Chris is a sneaky link.
That's not what she said.
Y'all leave it alone. We're not gonna argue over this.
She did
Okay.
say that. Go back and
she
roll
absolutely
the clip.
did
Giselle
not say
said,
that.
Yes, she did, Joy.
At that table,
she did not say
that.
Yes, Joy.
Y'all.
I think Chris wants
yes,
me.
Joy.
Chris is a sneaky
She did
link.
not say that. She
yes,
was
she
like,
did, Joy.
I don't know if he was trying to do a stitch it, and she
A
used
sneaky
it
link. And I think she used it wrong.
situation or not. I don't know.
My thing
she
is
always
Robin.
ends with I don't know, knowing saying that she don't know what his intentions were. But she kept saying, she said like to 3 different people he didn't say or do anything.
She should have kept her mouth shut.
She said Chris wanted
we
her.
can
We
argue
all
that
heard
all day
Giselle.
long.
I mean, see, you got me calling you Giselle, Joy.
Since she didn't, Candace can go at her as hard as she wants to.
Whether or not
But I'm telling y'all cannot pick and choose who can go at people then. If that's the case, let Miss Wanda stay
Okay,
on
now can y'all hear
and
me?
go after everybody. Because you can't, and that's it. Go ahead, Kai. What you got to say? Tori, are you done? I'm sorry. Keep on going if you got to go. I know you want to say something about Mia.
No, I wasn't done. Can
you're breaking up, Mama. Can you hear me?
Y'all hear me?
Now,
yes, a little bit. Breaking out.
I don't hear anything now. She left. All right, she'll come back.
Mm.
Okay, Kai, what you got to say?
I do not enjoy Mia. I don't know how anyone enjoys Mia. I'm sorry, I don't go up for a liar, especially a liar who then acts like her lies are a way for her to look down on people. And now we went from the strip club to now he met you in Miami cheating on a beach. Okay, that's
I
great.
said
Thank
the
you
same thing. Mhm.
for sharing that information with me. I'm fine with if people were upset with Candace saying the Karen thing. I thought it was more of like kind of since she was talking about Giselle talking all that kind of stuff. I just felt like she was talking about like all the things that she heard from Giselle. But I can get people being upset with that. That's perfectly fine. I get confused. I can never go up for football head because she protects that man, and I find that
But what
absolutely
ball is
disgusting.
Ashley is football head. Michael is Gollum.
okay?
Y'all leave that baby
The
head alone.
fact I'm like, and I think this is going. I don't think Ashley knows where this is going to end up for her at the reunion. Because at the reunion, Candace is usually eat Ashley up. I don't
Yeah.
know how she thinks this is going to go with her adding and piling onto this Kristen with Giselle and like tossing me in there when you are the same one who sits at the reunion and says, "Oh no, my husband didn't do that. Oh, him and Michael actually have fun together. He calls my husband Zaddy." And then Annie says, "Well, we actually asked him about it and he was mortified."
You said,
Like, because Gollum has touched multiple people in the cast,
uh-huh,
and
yeah.
so when one of the clips came back up, she was saying, "Oh, they're friendly." He calls him Zaddy. It was no big deal. And then Andy said, "Well, actually, he was mortified," and she acted like that, acted like Andy didn't say that. And
Oh,
even the housewives,
Okay,
Ashley,
so the crew member who Michael touched,
but it's been
Ashley
multiple
was
crew
trying to
members,
say
so that was just one. I think
that
they've
was
caught
one of,
two.
yeah, but that he was like friendly with Michael and they were playing
oh,
around.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And Andy said we asked him about it. He said he was mortified, even though Ashley's acting like they have a friendly relationship, and he calls my husband Zaddy. So you can't be the woman now to come to me talking about, "Don't you want to know what your husband is doing?" And da 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 da. What woman? Your husband is in a book where the old executive producer of the show was talking about how he was going around touching all the gay crew members' behinds.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
Giselle's in that book saying he finally touched the wrong one because it was a straight black man. And that's the one who took him to
Mhm.
court. So
Yeah.
to me, it was disgusting watching. Oh, it doesn't feel good, does it? You talk about my husband cheating and my husband having to go to Bravo HR because he was there when your husband touched another person's behind, and that
Exactly.
person called me in. I had to go to HR on your husband. It's completely different than you talking about. Oh, he was in other people's DMs. Then show me them. Where are the screenshots?
I don't like them picking on Chris. I do feel like they are picking on Chris. Chris could be overly flirty. Some people are. I've been told I was kind of flirty, even though I don't think I am. I don't think he means anything by it, even if he is a little bit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I can
like.
kind of get that. But the thing is like that doesn't happen. The only person that we know of him having somewhat of a friendlier relationship with is Giselle. We've also seen Giselle partake in that.
Yeah,
And Giselle
yeah, that's
demand
true.
Chris to do, oh, Chris, pick up my things and da 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 da. So that's why
Yeah,
it all just doesn't sit right. And then the fact is, when did Mia tell Ashley about Chris was staring at her? That means all of you are talking off screen about what you want to say when Robin brings this up, because Robin's a part of this as well, which is why she's going to everyone repeating this conversation. Because that's
yeah.
how that's how the whole Mia thing prompted. What did Robin tell Mia about the situation for?
Robin is the
Nothing at
bone
all.
collector. I will say that this season.
And so that's why I don't know if, and then I just feel like Ashley and Giselle did not really plan this out well, because now we have footage of Giselle being in the book talking about Michael grabbing behinds, but now there's video footage of you hugging Michael, but now you want to come to my husband and do what? And then the same thing with Ashley of just
You
kind of like,
all are not reading this situation right.
oh
You
my
can
god,
Of
wait a
course
minute,
we
guys.
are.
Wait a minute. I've listened Olivia Pope for the last 10 minutes that I didn't say a word. So, but you all are missing this, like for real.
Mhm.
All BS aside, it's a woman of a certain age that if you walk are really concerned about optics. Like for real, that's a
Okay,
real.
Joy,
I grew
I
up.
listen.
Look, let me say this. I grew up in a very restrictive religious. Not grew up. I'm currently in a very
Right.
strict religious set where optics is everything.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't even drive in a car with a man that's not my husband in the front seat. Like period. And
Okay, well,
before I get
Giselle
into
hangs
any
out.
details, Giselle also grew up in the church and was also a pastor's wife. There is a certain group, of element of women that are always concerned about optics. And if you
Hmm.
listen to Chris, Although I did have it mixed up last week,
Yeah,
I
you
had
did.
a conversation of what you actually said. It actually makes it worse.
Kaya messy.
Because,
Oh God, now
What
it
did
makes
you
it
get
worse.
mixed up? Help me out.
because Chris, if according to him, if
Hold on,
you
y'all.
want to call Giselle not true, because people, let me also say this: people have been saying that Giselle been telling two separate stories, and they're getting confused. What Giselle, the part of the story that she doesn't say is because I don't think she knew it was an issue until she watched back the show, or maybe later. Well, or actually, when Candace talks to her next week, that's when she'll find this out. They're saying that Giselle, when she originally told the story, she said, Chris said, no, we know Chris said, I want to talk to you. They're saying that Giselle, whether or not Giselle offered her room. Well, she always said the second and third time she told the story, she didn't tell that first part. Was that he invited, he said, well, here, let's talk to you in the room. Giselle said, that's what he said, but he's saying Giselle offered to use her room. That's where the dispute is coming from. The two different stories they're claiming that she's telling, she's just not telling the first part anymore. She starts with we get in the room. So that's where it's been disputed.
But she's also adding different sauces to different scenarios.
That's the problem.
Thank you.
I have
And
no
that
problem admitting that. The problem is Giselle is putting hot sauce on it. Has she kept
then
the
it's not
story?
just about the
And her
optics
hot
then.
sauce,
She is
her
leaning
hot
towards him
sauce.
having negative intent.
Right.
If we're adding extra hot. When you tell me I thought my room had the glam in it, and she tells Candace, oh, Kyle said that was wrong because he said goodbye to me. He knew I wasn't there. That is you putting sauce on it, acting like my husband was trying to get you into a room by yourself. When you are telling Robin, many of men have tried me, and he was trying me. When you were saying he does slide into the DMs, he slides into my DMs all the time. He was sliding into the DMs, he was sneaking. When you were adding all the extra hot sauce, you are making it more than just the optics.
Right.
And the whole point is, if it was just the optics, say that.
Wait a minute.
I get that.
I get where you're coming from, and you have a point. But I also have to come back to what she actually said. While she the hot
And she said
sauce,
all of that as well.
Olivia, the hot sauce is what makes the situation ugly. But it is a real situation inside of there. That even if Chris is right, and he said, and she offered her room, she could have also been thinking, oh, okay, because my crew is in there. Then you get in there and realize your crew isn't in there. And then you say, or your glam isn't in there. And then you say, according to him, he's saying, let me open the door. Although they'll say it didn't happen like that, but let's say it did. He's saying, let me open the door. And then he said, Giselle said, yeah, because I don't need any rumors going around like that about. That's what Chris said that she said.
But Giselle's asking him for an apology.
Come on. Here it is. If that happened,
Jesus Christ.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we can.
Both Chris
Going on. I'm in the twilight zone.
in real time understood that the optics of them being in that room could look bad. So to say she wasn't or wasn't possible that she could be uncomfortable is ludicrous.
Okay, but Joy, all day long, all the past couple days since the show aired, you have been talking about how disgusting Candace is and how unaware that she is and all this, and yet you're sitting here now admitting that Giselle did add a little salt and pepper in places
I never
didn't
said
go.
she didn't add hot sauce.
Okay, but you never said she did either. Your focus was only on what Candace did wrong. Why would that be?
No,
yes, it was. Joy, just go back and read the few chains of text that we've been having all day. You have said nothing about what Giselle did wrong. Your error was only in what Candace did.
Callie, I made one response from one tweet. You sent
and your response hasn't changed from that either.
I did not respond to.
And your response has not changed. Your comments about it have not changed. So if Candace is so disgusting and she's sticking with her facts, but yet you're admitting, well, Giselle did a whole lot of extra adding too, how is she not disgusting?
because she went online
Because.
and accused
Mhm.
Giselle of saying that
Joy,
she
stop.
accusing her husband of sexual assault. She actually
When you
used
tell me
those
my
words.
husband knew that you were going to be alone in a room, she is saying everything without saying it. We're not going
Thank
to
you.
play games here. How you can okay, I don't raise my voice. I can't I don't have a boisterous voice. I have a strong tone, but I'm not a loud voice. The same way people want to read into what Candace says, I'm going to read into what Giselle says.
Exactly.
When you are adding
Exactly.
hot
Even
sauce
at the
to it,
worst,
it
people
becomes not about the
told that
optics.
you know
And
her.
as he left the door
Absolutely
open, the
ridiculous.
optics was addressed. If he
And
left the door
it's very
open,
true,
yeah.
though.
So what is he supposed to be apologizing for now? Because if you both acknowledge, hey, let's leave the door open because we're friends and we're talking, but hey, no, you don't like saying anything. What else is there supposed to be going on in this situation?
Thank you.
What
I
what
don't
else
know,
is he
y'all.
supposed to be doing?
Can we
Suddenly,
move
it's
on?
no
Okay,
longer
But
about the optics that
this is
she's been
all
listen.
stressing.
It's one.
Chris
Listen.
said was true. You're assuming that's the unfortunate is that you
That's
are
the
We're assuming.
unfortunate
not
part.
in
We're
Well,
assuming.
okay, if the door was closed,
But that's the
Giselle, and it's not about the
unfortunate
optics,
part.
Giselle has said a lot of extra ish.
They both
Giselle
Thank
has
you.
said a lot of extra
I
ish. So
wish
that means
you
her
wouldn't
story
have put
has
the
changed.
extra.
wasn't good.
She has put a lot of,
Stop.
she has told when people are saying different story, it's because she told the Kyle thing to Candace. She said the sneaky link thing, the married man thing to Robin. She didn't say any of that
Because
Thank
to
you.
that's her
Karen. Let me finish.
son.
She told Karen once she asked him to leave the room, he did. She didn't
That
tell
sounds ridiculous.
You sound ridiculous.
Don't
Joy,
sound
are you
ridiculous.
serious?
That sounds ridiculous when you
Okay,
When you
wait,
add
wait,
extra
one at a
details,
time.
you are
Listen.
changing the
this
story.
time you
You
should
are changing the story 10 times over, Joy.
as if it was a script.
Wait.
This
Let's
ain't
be
no
crystal clear, Joy. You are confused.
Okay, let Tori talk. Let's see if Tori can talk.
different story because this time
Woo. Joy
sneaky.
has
The
no
next time
interest in facts.
doesn't take
Let's
away
just put
your
that out.
No.
It just is ridiculous.
Tori, can we hear you? Try, Tori. Tori, you're on mute. Okay.
Can
try.
y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Tori.
Y'all can't hear me. I'm sorry,
We
y'all.
can hear you.
Something is
Talk.
wrong
I
with
think
this
there's a
thing.
delay.
I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. But only thing I came to say is that I think Wendy had a right to feel frightened that Robin was trying to fight her. Robin has a pattern of running up in people's face as if she about to fight them.
I love
She
y'all.
did it to Ashley. She did it to Monique. So it is for her to say, hey, whoa, Robin about to hit me. That's it.
Okay. Tori, I can't agree with you. I'm sorry.
I feel like okay. I wish they would have actually. I feel like I didn't really need the Robin talking about the prenup scene and the Giselle and the kids. But I get the party situation because I would have liked to see what that flashback, what party were Mia, Ashley, and Wendy. Because to me, I feel like Ashley. Because what I remember is Wendy saying, "When you get up and start walking towards someone, that makes me feel like you want to fight." So to me, that sounds different than saying she was going to fight me because I felt like she said, when you get up and start walking towards someone, that makes me feel like you want to fight.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think there's anything.
Watch it again.
And so I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like we are in a discussion, and you picked a fight with me, and then you start raising your voice and getting up, and then someone has to put their hand out and then get up to stop you. It makes me feel like you're walking towards me for a fight. Not that are aggressive, but I can understand her saying that. I don't think that's crazy for her to say.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think another thing is they're not showing scenes with Wendy. For some reason, the producers didn't want to show that because to me, it seems like it would have been a great scene. Why wouldn't they show it?
I feel like, and I think they have different producers right now. I mean, not different, but like maybe some different executive producers. Because something I said in another chat, because I'll be running my YouTube streets. I kind of feel like they make it seem like Candace and Winnie don't have friends, and that they're not friends with each other when they hang out a lot. Because like even last season, Candace and Escala were hanging out a lot, having couple dates and everything like that, and they cut out a lot of those scenes. So it makes it seem like. And I guess that, I think there's colorism on the show, and I do think that the people on the show participate in it, and then the audience participates in it. I think, but if people don't want to say, I believe it, and I'm going to stick with that. But it doesn't help the optics when also the show cuts it, where it seems like the only dark-skinned girls don't really have any friends or anything else going on. And my thing is, that's a lie. In the time that Winnie has been on the show, she's the co-founder of a major Black education project. I think it's called Acts in 1942. She wrote her book. The candle business is still going on. Candace talks about how when she came on the show, she had, because she has the actual hair business. Then they own physical hair suites that people rent out from them. Then she had her pageant business. Those are 3 businesses she had before the show. They never really touched on it. And
But do
then
you think she don't want to give Bravo her money? Because if they talk about it,
no, in the book, because those things happen, if they happened before the show can't get any money from it. She
oh,
says
okay,
on the show, they never showed any of that. She's like, I didn't know she coached Taylor Hill from Big Brother. Like, they never show
right.
any of that. And then the fact is she's
Oh,
still doing her master's program, her singing thing. And then she does a lot of acting gigs all over Netflix and BET and stuff like
yeah.
that. So I feel like Candace is the one who has the most going on. But I kind of feel like when Giselle does these kind of things, it sucks up too much oxygen where it doesn't give people the chance to see other people's lives. And I think that might be a consequence because I'm sorry, Giselle does. I get the girls are her family, but I see your family and I see you, what you got going on. And it won't last for long if the girls are getting older and are about to go to college.
But I
So
mean,
what?
can y'all be mad at Giselle
No, I'm not. I'm
because
just no. I'm
she's
stating
able
the
to
fact.
do this though?
I'm just stating the fact in the sense that
Yeah, I mean, like if you could get away
Giselle,
with not showing
Karen,
your mountain life and still be the face and still get the money,
yeah.
what would you do?
Well, I don't know what I would do. I'm just saying in the sense that there are people who
Yeah,
actually have a lot going on, but other people who don't, maybe they start things and it takes up oxygen where we don't get to see
yeah.
other people's full lives, is what I'm saying. That's kind of my main rebuttal. I'm fine. It's like, you can get away with it, but I do think there is a expiration date on that kind of situation. Because, like, the same thing happened with Rena. I feel
But do
like there
you
is
think that she'll be able to date more once her kids are away? Like maybe she don't want to
I don't
date
think
if
she
her
wants
kids
to. I feel like I went past her right now. She's dating right now. She's just not showing it, and I
not
can
sure.
understand that of what happened with her,
Sure.
Monique and Sherman.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past that. Things are going on, and she doesn't want to talk about. Well, a lot of people don't want to talk about them because, like, also like Karen, I would love to know more about like what's happening with LaDawn right now. What's happening with her candles right now? Because even Wendy, like people are still buying her candles, and apparently they have like really good reviews. So I do think that people do have things going on,
So
I
people
but
buying Wendy's
also
book.
think they film that stuff. I mean, if you have to believe that all of them get call sheets and all of them are filming. I really do think a lot of it comes down to whether or not they're faking their scenes, whether or not it's good footage or they find it interesting. Like that's a real possible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
but that's what I'm saying.
I can film you going to be a pop star, whatever. Candace has some legs at this point, but is it interesting film? It has to be for them because these are people that want to get good ratings. They're not just because dark skinned girls, because that's where you're going. Just because the dark skinned girls
That's not where I'm
are
going. I'm
getting
talking
a
about
whole
everyone.
lot of footage, then everybody is colorist on here.
Well,
I
can you
just
redirect
don't
that?
think
Because I
so.
even said Karen, I'd like to know what's going on with her business. I was talking about everyone having things going on.
I'm
But
just thinking
Karen's
I
boring.
just pointed out that Candace has the most going on. That's all I said. That comment had nothing to do with the
Can
skin tone.
they play her songs though, or what do you think? Like if
they
she
I'm
probably
sings,
not really
can.
like
sure because I think from what I understand is that she owns all her masters and that kind of stuff. The deal she signed was a distribution deal. So
okay,
I'm not fully sure kind of what's going on with that point. But they can still show her like running. I get that you're saying I can get the whole it's not interesting, but to me, I didn't need all those minutes in the law office with Robin talking about this prenup.
I agree with that too.
I
You
do.
know, so
I
that's why I'm like certain
But
or
I'm
like
like,
I
I
would
want you to think about this. What was up against it? Like, I really do think these people don't have any um favorites when it comes to ratings. I think that they would exploit their mamas if they could. It's just like all that
people
controversy
have.
Bravo is having about Kathy Hilton in the
Yeah,
interview. Andy said, "Do y'all really think I would show that?"
yeah, he'll show that.
If we had that footage,
Mm-hmm.
they would exploit the mess out of that.
I agree.
It would have
But
been.
also, they didn't show the footage of Giselle having a freak out on what season was that? Season
But
5?
was it interesting footage?
But I don't know because I didn't see it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying the boring
exactly.
scene.
Who said she
Robin
had a
scene was
freak
boring.
out?
She said she actually indicated that she didn't handle the situation well. But it was a whole lot that wasn't on there. I heard that her security did have to come out for Chris.
Yes.
So I
But
mean,
So
they
I,
didn't
I
show
there's
would
a
that.
like to.
whole lot of things that they cut out of
I
that reel.
know. I'm not fighting against that. I'm just saying, if we're getting the born scene, the flashback of Mia, Wendy,
I would
uh,
want to see that.
I would have rather have seen that than the two than because we're not. I'm not talking about like the explosive scenes. I'm talking about the scenes that are like little quick clips where
I'm
I feel like
talking about their
I
little
could
segments.
find something like a little bit
They
more
little
interesting.
segments. They little personal segments. I get what you're saying.
But I feel like a Skylar or whatever her name must have been boring because they only let her sit on the couch at the reunion for 2 seconds.
Well, that was more than what Cherie got in Beverly Hills, and I'm confused by that
She
one.
didn't even get it.
She didn't even get on the
She
couch.
didn't even
And
get
that's
on.
my
And
point.
then the other one who came and they didn't even show her. What was that New
Oh, that
Jersey?
was I don't. Yeah,
Uh
that was
what's his
Tracy.
name
I think
wife?
it. Her
Tiki.
name's Tracy. I can't
Oh,
Tiki's
remember.
yeah.
wife. Yeah, she
Oh,
was sitting on a chair.
In New Jersey.
And they
Yeah.
didn't even show her.
Yeah. Right. She got pretty. Oh, that was terrible. She showing her picture and stuff. Oh,
I know, and that sad little chair on the
she
side.
didn't get
I
on
have a
any.
question though. Do you think we can move from this colorism thing or is it just gonna be a Potomac thing?
I feel like it's kind of gross that black people are like, can we move from this color and thing when like it like that's what's on the show. Like that's what happens when you we didn't have this conversation in Atlanta because generally all the women are around the same hue.
Mm-hmm.
So when it in real life, when you have a whole bunch of a group of light skinned women and then a few brown skinned or dark skinned girls come up, things do look different. The same way how when Real House of Beverly Hills is predominantly white and Garcelle shows up, things are going to be different because the people are different. Like that is
Right.
actual real life. And so I feel like it's kind of gross for people to be like,
But I don't think that it's happening on TV. I think it's happening with audience reaction. That's the part that bothers me.
Yeah.
And it ain't, let me be clear, it ain't number one of them that's tweeting this kind of mess. Well, it's two.
Candace.
It's really Candace, but
Wendy don't even do it anymore.
yeah, she pipes in every once in a while because she did pipe in about she did when they showed the trailer and Mia thwarted her.
Yeah.
She
well, because
insinuated
everyone was going up for that.
she was saying that people's so origin I guess in real time it was said that Wendy threw
Yes. Well,
something
actually, it was
in
Candace first.
her
People
face.
thought
Yeah, people that
that
was Candace.
Candace threw it, and people, because Candace even talked about it in a podcast. She was like, I was on a plane because she didn't go to Miami at the same time because she was shooting something, and
Correct.
she was
Yeah.
on a plane, and she's like, her marriage is one cup, and she's like, I'm not even there. And
Right.
then it was the Wendy
Oh,
incident.
so that it happens at Peter's place? It did
Yes, it
happen
happens
there?
in
Okay.
Miami, and yes.
Okay.
And so for me, I mean, it
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
to me because people want to be like, oh, I don't think it's the women. I'm just kind of like, what happens when people are in trouble? I find it interesting that Robin's now able to have this friendship with Ashley when Ashley was the one researching and looking up all kinds of money problems and girlfriends and talking about this is not conducive to your children's upbringing, all this kind of stuff. I would have never been cool with Ashley after that.
I agree. I actually agree with that, but I'm gonna tell you why they are, and that is because of Giselle. I think Giselle took a for real interest in Ashley
I know it's kind
because,
of I
but
to
I
reveal
agree
something in
with
Ashley.
you on that. I do agree with you on that because Ashley was very vicious.
She was horrible.
With Robin and Juan. Like,
Mhm.
but I will. This is one of the things I do like about Ashley about being
Okay.
kind of she is aware. She stopped when one person asked her a question, and that was that year with her mama and all of this situation. Remember, Michael didn't want to pay her rent because
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
liked the boyfriend. And she was talking about her mother and that relationship that has been weighing her down. And it may have been Giselle. She said, is that why you think that's why you're so tough on Ashley and why?
On Robin,
And
yes, I
I
remember.
remember that. She stopped. I don't even think she ever even thought like that. She said, dang, it could be. She actually said that. Like the average woman would have been like, no, da, 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 da. She was just like, dang, she hadn't even, it never even crossed her mind that it was reminiscent of what her mother was going through.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm not picking on Candace because I like Candace a lot. She's like one of my favorites. I just feel like she just goes too far. So do you not think she ever just goes too far?
They don't think so because they
Are you
think
asking me?
she didn't start it. Then you can't control.
Yeah, I'm asking you because I haven't heard this from
Okay.
you.
Well, it's a hopefully
Hey.
something to answer. I don't really think so. To me, I mean, You don't have to do this. You want me to actually finish my statement?
Go on and prove me right. Go ahead, girl.
I don't think
Prove
you're
you
gonna
right.
prove it right,
I'm
Cal.
not proving you right. I'm speaking when I want to speak. If you would rather me lie, okay.
No, prove me right. Go ahead.
Y'all
I,
are
I
so
don't
bad
I
today.
don't like that. But anyway, because I don't take Twitter as seriously, so I don't know about that. But like for me personally, in person, like I've watched her try multiple times with Ashley, and Ashley always wants to have her gotcha moment. Because
Mm,
remember, in season 5, her and Ashley were also actually fine
yeah.
until Ashley sprung that. Oh, Monique asked me to sign da 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 da, and so I did. What?
Whew.
And also, I feel like when people bring up, the whole Ashley thing on the Twitter, I'm like, I feel like I remember vividly Ashley being the one who was pregnant and like going through labor, who was tweeting her first, calling her hamster face, talking about her hair is
She
dry
didn't
like
call her.
straw.
That
Let
was
me finish, because she did call her
that was
She
the
hamster
did that
face.
on
bad.
the thing?
That was
She
the
Yes,
did
bad.
call her.
she did call her out
Callie,
of her name.
no.
She did call her
Yes.
hamster face. And she called her hamster face multiple times, which is why on season 4, at that house when they had that fight, they brought the picture of the side by side of a hamster and Candace together because Ashley had called her a hamster face.
Right.
Oh,
And
that
so we pulled all
was
the
for her. I remember that.
thank you. And
She
she's
called
also
her
called,
hamster
But I
face?
don't
yeah,
remember
let me
her
finish.
calling her hamster.
And she also called her hair is dry like straw on Twitter, talking about let me know when you
Mhm.
and Chris cut the umbilical cord from Mama Dot. So yes, I'm coming for your behind. I'm talking about like your husband's the only reason why you're able to be on the show because you have nothing to call for. You sat on that couch and called me the least accomplished. Meanwhile, though, I'm the one who finished college, has 3 businesses, and came on here doing something. She's been on the show for 7 seasons and has not done a thing. The only she was able to do was a restaurant that Michael closed on her. So yes, I have issues with that when you want to start Twitter, and then all of a sudden, because someone gets back at you when you were talking about my husband and my mom, you have issues now.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought all that up because we know it, but
She
no
brought
one
up the
wants
whole
to. They
money
only want to
I
situation,
focus
wasn't
on
talking about
Ken.
Ashley though, but that okay.
but
Well,
but
yeah,
those were the main things because I had to
yeah.
leave a little bit to do something. But oh,
Yeah,
bet
me
when
too.
she da da da. I'm like, oh, you are over there. Did I not watch you on TV with your husband talking about how he doesn't want to have kids with you because you're going to be like your mom? Did I not watch you have to force yourself to sign another prenup because your husband was like, we're not having kids until you sign this and extend it to prove to me that you're here for the right reasons?
Okay.
Did I not see you crying to your mom about how your husband is saying that they're going to that she has to cut you off?
Right.
And then are you not on the season talking about how you're finally able to have your family over when you move out? Because your family wasn't allowed to come over to that bachelor pad. Were you not on the season when Michael kicked her out for almost a year? And you all remember her saying Michael went into their closet, took out all of her clothes, threw them on the couch, and said, "You can leave my apartment."
Okay.
Y'all don't be doing that to Ashley.
But that's what happened.
But that
And
is what
people want to.
happened. Nobody look. So Montique, is this new information
Yeah,
to
I
you?
don't remember any of this with her.
But you
Because
remember
everyone likes
everything
to
about
watch everything
Candace. That's
away,
how.
and her life
Yeah,
is just so
unfortunately,
perfect because she don't have these kids now all of a sudden.
I wasn't on like when I started getting on
Michael
Instagram
has
and
to be
Twitter
getting
and
her
all this
checks.
was from the show. Like I don't even know what they said on the baby and she was having a baby.
And at
I don't
least
know what anything.
I can give which maybe some people can say that. I think I've seen her apologize when Giselle didn't like her, because the fact of the matter is she went in on Giselle because Giselle was after she was talking, her mom told her she was gonna pay for the new house and da da da, and that's when Candace said, "Oh, you're $900,000 tear down." When that really hurt Giselle's feelings, Candace apologized, but she still
Yes, I
stands like,
Mhm.
"Look,
remember
I
that.
said that. I'm gonna apologize. I can only do this because they're around the same age, and like again, that's what you guys were arguing over earlier." Ashley is the one people can't find us because she deleted those tweets, but yet you want to go ahead and have this girl apologize to you for 2 seasons in a row after she already apologized to you for calling you those things, and then you want to bring it up again in season 5 for the reason why you signed that thing for Monique. But
Okay.
you already had a conversation about this, and Candace already apologized for that, and then she went ahead and brought it back up again
Mhm.
last season after you already talked about it, and she apologized for it.
I can see the thing with her and Ashley. I was just talking about I think the
And
reason it seems like so severe with Candace is because she is like the only one on social media
But if
doing all
she
this.
likes
None of
Twitter,
the
she
other
likes
ones do.
Twitter. I'm not gonna judge her. I just got on Twitter this year. I'm 25. I just got on Twitter. I
Yeah, I
haven't
don't
gotten into
really
the tweeting, but obviously she got in trouble for earlier things. She's a Twitter girl. So like I've seen how the Twitter girls tweet. It's not that crazy from how I see normal people tweet on Twitter.
I mean, it's fan type of fan, kind of. She watches the
Oh my
show
god.
along with us, and she tweets.
Hamster face and head hair like
It's
straw.
I
just
didn't
it
know
was
any of
just
that.
it just it's different than what you see. It kind of reminds me. Lisa Rinna does that kind of stuff. Like,
It reminds me.
not
Oh,
too
it's not to the
people
level of
that
Lisa
think
Rinna.
like
You don't
this.
think so?
No.
It
Because my
reminds
thing is,
me of Monique. To me, it's
it
like
does.
she tries to
I've
get
heard you say
favor
that
from the
before, but to me it's different because I've seen the pattern. People bring up her old tweets. Candace has always been on Twitter. Monique has not always been doing those lives and everything like that. All of a sudden, Monique started doing all these lives. Candace has always been on Twitter. She's been on this show, getting in trouble for her being on Twitter. So
So
to
she's
me,
okay. See, I just started when we did this show.
so
I
to me,
started
this is her
looking at
normal state.
Instagram and Twitter.
No, she's been getting in trouble for Twitter since like season 4. So this is her normal state.
Oh,
She is always on Twitter. She is a Twitter girl.
She
Monique was
did
not
while
doing.
she was getting her master's, and actually during that her beef with Monique that whole
I
year,
don't
she
remember
didn't
that.
hardly tweet nothing. Like, that's real. All during the first part of COVID,
That's
she
why
didn't
Candace
tweet.
act the way
That's
she do,
why
because
when
y'all
we
make her think she's such a wordsmith. So
going
she
on,
got to prove
I
it
don't say
every
anything
day.
about her wordsmith. I'm just saying if someone comes from you
No,
can say,
what somebody just said right
oh,
here.
okay.
what
Yeah.
they say.
That we act like, don't penalize Candace because she can articulately read you without stumbling over her words.
Right.
People,
This isn't okay. So I'm one of those people. You either believe this or you don't. That's fine. I believe that reading and joning and just being offensive are just different, and you can recognize it because to me, reading is an art, and it's an art in a way of twisting your words.
Mhm.
Candace really doesn't do that. She uses provocative. It's just like Phaedra. Phaedra could read and not curse. Phaedra could read, and she would never be a person that would call you ugly or say
She
you are
she called
looking
Kenya
over.
oatmeal pie face.
But she would be a person that would come up with a creative way that would make you laugh because it was a fancy way of
Oh,
calling
Jesus.
you a streetwalker. You
I
know,
don't think go neck and ankle and
yeah.
all that is reading. I think that's just
That's
I think it
ridiculous.
makes people laugh. I'm not sure it's
yeah,
reading,
that's
but I've
Okay,
saying
so
seen her
let's
enough.
use
just
articulate.
okay.
I've seen her use
Does
articulate words though, and put
she
things together and
Yes,
not
of
curse.
course.
I've
that's
seen her
what
do that.
Okay.
you hear me?
I've seen her do it all. I think she can be. I think she's a girl who will go very basic and who will go very high level, and she'll do it all. And I think people will just say all of it's reading when most of it's just like, I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say about her. Versus y'all, I'm gonna get her. I've seen her
That's
do an
so right.
articulate
And the
read.
tiny man Candace is the epitome. If you go low, she
I
is
mean, yeah,
going
she's a
to
part of
hell.
that too. She's a part of that too, and she tells people that though. She does. She does say.
She really does. She don't hide that. You know, as long as she's been on here, everybody knows that Candace will go lower with a smile.
And that's why I wouldn't talk to her.
Exactly.
But
So
some,
she
and
wouldn't
that's
talk to
also why
somebody
people
Yeah,
shouldn't
Then
talk
y'all
at
shouldn't
all.
mess
because
with.
I
Don't
could
Don't
like
say
mess
how
with
she
something
her.
silly.
responds, then don't talk at all.
Yeah, I
About
wouldn't talk to her because
it.
I
Make
feel
it
like the way
fun.
we talk and I be kind of shady, it's fun. But if you're gonna
But
go
I've
low
seen her
and
Fun
be
start
to
talking about
really
my
know.
mama,
shady.
my neck, my ankle, my leg, I don't want to talk to
Okay, let's not conflate those two things. Her saying the ankle and all kinds of stuff was because you came to me with my husband with some BS. Let's not conflate shady talk because we've seen her kiki and have a quick laugh and be shady versus
Exactly.
something's actually happening. So she's going in on someone. Those are two completely different things. And we're not going to conflate those two things together.
Well, if
Mhm.
she
And
gonna do
neck
that to
and
me, I
ankle is
wouldn't
not the
talk to her.
same thing.
What you
You've
gotta
seen
say,
her
Miss
and
Kimberly,
actually
before
have a
we get
whole
out
laugh.
of here?
Yeah, I know.
Facts.
I don't have to talk to her. She don't have to be my friend. I'll be
No,
just
it's
like
perfectly fine.
Wendy
I guess
and
to me,
Giselle.
it's also strange because I can get to me, it feels like Robin's moving the goalpost of why she's upset with Wendy instead of just saying, I'm still upset about last year. You're going to be like, I'm upset because you are saying, because to me, what I understood Wendy saying is like, I wasn't the idiot who walked up to Mia saying, is this cancer or no cancer? That's what I got from that. I wasn't the idiot who did that. Giselle did that, and then you joined her with that.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like she got mad about that, and now you're going to get mad about her saying, I felt like you were trying to fight me. You already had issues with.
Girl, she's definitely mad about the fact that we and what's her name? They roasted the heck out of Giselle and Robin.
Joy, I'm saying that's what she is, but now she's adding new things to it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Giselle has made it clear she's still upset about last year. Robin has now Robin's conflating different issues,
Exactly.
trying to pick a fight
But I'm
anytime
like,
something
she
pops up.
said that in the very first episode to
When?
Giselle. She and said, like, I'm good on. I don't want to talk to her. That's a
When
I
did she say
told.
that? The
I
first
think
episode.
they had
That's why I said I wouldn't talk to her, Tori,
at the
because
beginning.
I don't know how low she'll go.
Not to talk to her. Like if Wendy, that's why I said if Wendy had come correct, she
Oh
would
God.
Come correct.
Robin.
Mm.
It would have put the onus back on Robin.
Come correct. I love now this come
Misbehave. Let
correct.
Right,
misbehave think
right,
she ain't
guys.
said a word.
As
I
if,
know.
Misbehave
as
go.
if Candace is responding to herself. She's defending herself against others. And if you can't handle it, then keep Candy's name
That's
out
what I
your
said. Be like me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
It
think
it
that's
doesn't
what
necessarily.
they're doing. I think that's
That's
It
what
not
doesn't.
what
I
they're doing. They're
understand that's
literally
not
doing
what
the
you think.
opposite.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
Go
think we
let
necessarily have.
misbehave and talk. Hold on, y'all. Go misbehaving.
It doesn't necessarily mean you have to not talk to her. You guys can shade and have your little shade back and forth. But the thing is, Candace did not grow up in the hood. She was privileged.
Yes.
So she does not how can I put this? Um she's not good with fighting. She with
Right,
fists
right. I'm
that
not
we
either.
know,
I didn't grow up in the hood. Go ahead.
but she's good with fighting with words. And my thing is, if you know you cannot go toe to toe with her with words, then you should not do stuff to attack her. She does not
Thank
have
you.
one to defend her. She knows she's the odd woman out. She's the
Mm.
smallest of the bunch, so she's going to get you together with her words. That's kind of like Kenya. We know Kenya is the queen assassin. And there are women that could not compete with her on a word by word basis when it comes to reading. Therefore, they result to violence.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can ever put their
That's true.
hands on Candace.
Very true.
Now, as far as talking about somebody's ankles, necks, and whatever else, well, if you come at my husband, and I blame Chris, and the reason I blame him is because each time his wife got into a disagreement with those women, they would run up to Chris and tell him about Candace
And he would take her
to
side.
I think you're
Misbehaving, you went
going in
out.
and out.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna say he would take their side.
I don't think Chris took. I think he
You got
always
to grow up in
took
the hood.
Candace's
Well,
side.
I
I
thought he
would
was always
think
trying to make it cordial,
who
but I think he went out his way to do that.
I think people from the hood fight more than people not in the hood. Is that not true? Am I making that up?
Yeah.
But
I
wouldn't it be
think
better if
people
they could
always
just
have.
fight with their words instead of their hands?
Yeah,
I
I feel like that's gonna be obtuse to act like that's like not like
Now
possible.
I grew
Yeah.
up in the country and I can throw these hands. Y'all just some fighters up in here.
I mean, I can throw hands, but that's not my first go-to.
I'm not wasting
But I
my
also had a lot of
energy on
Listen,
cousins
my
I
growing up.
face.
cannot throw no hands, but we can argue all day.
I
Okay.
can argue all day long, but I'm not trying to fight
Mhm.
anybody.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah. Anyway, anything else, ladies? We have been on here almost
I
2 hours.
know.
Potomac,
I've,
it's us. We just can't, and it's because of y'all just don't like Wendy. I'm just
I enjoy. Did anyone listen to her Carlos King episode?
I did not. I don't like Wendy, and it's not because she's a person. I'm not a colorist or
Oh my
anything.
god! Just because I said there's colorism on the show does not mean you don't have to like someone.
Okay,
That's not what
I
that
need to
means.
know that. I
I
don't.
feel like
She's
that.
not.
I feel that belittles colorism. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean because of
Okay,
colorism.
I
Okay,
just
I
don't
don't
want people
believe
to
in
think
that.
that about me. So I just have to
No,
say that. Okay.
no, I don't believe in that. I'm not obtuse.
Okay. Thank
No,
you. I don't want y'all to think that.
I no. I think it was interesting because like she talked about because I told you like my mom's an immigrant, so she talked about how like she went to law school, and she said she fell out, and her family came together and they sat down with her because it is the whole like you were going to be a lawyer, engineer, a PhD doctor, or a medical doctor, you got to figure it out, and how like her choosing Eddie was like one of her only decisions she did for herself and by herself, and then her getting on the show. So I can see of like her figuring herself out all the time. So that being a new person. And I feel like people always forget too. They want to act like we always knew Wendy. When season 5, she literally just had a baby. And then the whole Monique and Candace thing happened, and that sucked up a lot of energy. So I felt like season 5, I didn't really get to see Winnie in the first place. I did get to see her professor persona, but like obviously that's not the entirety of her. And she also didn't really get to talk a lot because of the Candace and Monique thing happening.
Yeah,
Right.
I took up for Wendy her first season because they talked about her Jermaine Jackson sideburns.
You did.
I took up for her all the
Boy.
time. And then
Yeah.
she
Think
came
about
back
Cuba.
and she just
I took up
I
for
feel
her
like she
too.
wasn't herself. So I don't know. Maybe I should give her a chance. I
But
don't know.
also, I just get confused with like her health because I'm like, because I do. I really don't like football head. I'm sorry, I really don't. So when we say people are not herself, but I feel like someone's just trying to discover who they are, because I mean, that is real. Being older, you feel like you did everything for
Yeah.
your family and you've had your last kid and you come on the show and you're trying to figure out who you, I think that is, to me, that I feel like her creating different selves can be fake, but the process of figuring out yourself isn't. Where again, because I just really don't like that. Like a Mia and
Nice spin to this is the third personality we've seen.
So you're saying she's just trying to find herself?
I feel
Yes.
like, well, because she did say that. Like, she was like, I'm trying to find myself. I'm figuring out if I want to
Oh,
be becoming a business person. She's like, I went like, I can't imagine because like I also had I went to a really good school, but like I grew up being I was going to be a pediatric neurosurgeon. I went to college early. Like my junior year in high school, I was going to college classes. Like I was cutting open people, putting baby skulls. Like that was my entire life. I went to my college. I had a lot of emotional things going on. I didn't do well my first year. Had to figure things out. It was a huge undertaking for me to decide not to go to med school. And like my mom got really upset when she's like, because she, I didn't come to this country for you to do X, Y, like those things do happen.
right.
So I can see someone, you go, you finish your undergraduate, you go to law school, you fail out, your family has to have a meeting about what you're going to do next because your sister's going to med school. Well, let me figure out what I'm going to do because I still have to prove my parents proud for coming over here, creating a life and all that kind of stuff. That is real.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Right.
that is a real story. And what comes along with that is me fumbling, trying to figure out who I am if I'm not trying to please my community and my mother and that's something real to me.
But I would want to see
Maybe
her
if she
fumble.
That's a good
She
point.
articulated,
doesn't let us see her fumble.
I was just gonna say that if she articulated that and
Yeah.
faking scenes and inviting over 4 women to pack up 10 book bags, then
Right.
maybe like you're having an identity crisis. People
4
care.
women to pack up 10 bags.
They
Like
did.
seriously, it's real things out there that she could explore. I have no idea who Wendy is. If you ask me her personality, I couldn't. I have no idea. The only thing that because we've seen 3 different Wendy's. I actually started off the show paying her a compliment because I do believe her and Candace sat down and had a conversation because both of them are extremely restrained so far.
So
I don't know what
I know
episode
how long that will last.
is,
Jesus.
like 5, but they have been. I'm telling you, Giselle said something to Candace, and Candace literally did this.
Yeah. She's like, honey, Candace is traumatized. She was in a barn.
She
Didn't want to get her hair drug again. No.
I'm telling
Ooh.
you, she's trying not to give us that kind of moment this year.
And I want that from her.
And wait a minute, I want to say this: if y'all pay attention to the smirk that was on their faces when Robin was going off, and
Mm-hmm.
Wendy was like, "Why are you so mad?
Why
Why are
you
you
so loud?
angry?" Yeah, like
Yeah.
what? Yes, I'm telling you, that's what they want. They're going. There's this their thing. They gonna get up underneath their skin because they want them to clown.
They want to prove the point of how they're gonna be called aggressive, maybe
Yes,
too.
I'm telling
I
you,
mean,
and it's not
I
a
can see
bad
it.
thing. I watched them at that time. Go back and watch it and tell me you all feel
Loud
the
and
same
wrong.
way.
Mm-hmm.
no, that was really funny, but I guess like when people say it's, I know because I know your guys have to go. The sense of like saying like, oh, I think it's just the audience saying doing colors and not the people. Ashley, no, Monique, the whole baby situation, all that kind of stuff. And Ashley has this thing of jerking her head around, walking
Mm-hmm.
up to Wendy. My husband owns the company, and da 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 da. And then when they get into a fight, y'all are not even across the table from one another. You're on the opposite side of her, and you call her ferocious.
Well, she
That
was
was
being very ferocious.
when did Ashley call someone ferocious? Ashley didn't even call Robin ferocious when she rolled up to her restaurant and put her finger in her
Oh,
forehead.
she didn't?
Because she
No.
didn't. I don't think. I really
Oh,
do
well, that I don't know.
think that, generally speaking, can we have a for real light skin, brown skin, dark skin conversation?
Yeah,
Go
we're
ahead.
here now. You're letting me take up your time.
But this is like light skin. This is light skin on light skin because it was 3 all of us light skin.
No,
But
no, no,
look,
no. Mike,
for
put your
real,
little filter on it. I'm brown.
we
I'm probably like the
kind
color of
we are
Martinique.
really
If you call.
holding
Right.
on
We're
to.
brown.
Yes, she does need to stop her mess, Sharissa.
We're all holding on to racial stereotypes. And there is the stereotype that light-skinned women can't fight. Let's have a real conversation. That's a stereotype.
No, I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
Now, Joy,
Oh yeah,
where you hear that at?
I hear that about the men, but not
The
about the
men,
women.
not the women.
Light-skinned women can't fight.
Aggressiveness. Light skin is associated with being soft.
Yeah.
Like that's real. That's a
Well, I
real
can see that.
conversation. So
Mhm.
when Ashley and Robin was arguing, it's almost funny. That's why I was saying that when Robin was up and act like she had a tick, I thought it was funny. And people were saying Robin is aggressive. And I was like, nobody takes her seriously because it almost seemed like Wendy could just thump her.
But that's the issue, though. Just because you don't take her seriously doesn't mean that she's not doing it.
Well, should we do a show on
Because
this?
if
Or I think
Wendy
we
was
should do a
doing
show.
it would be a different story.
I'm not
No.
arguing.
Okay.
You don't want to do a show on it, Callie? Is that what you
I'm
said?
not arguing that. I'm just saying that that's
You don't
the
take her seriously.
stereo. Those are
Because Robin would have knocked Monique out.
Oh, I think
Y'all
Robin
right.
did too, Monique.
I thought Robin can fight, so I never thought
right.
of people. Okay, let's say that's a step.
But I never would ever think that Robin would fight. That's the difference.
You didn't think she
Wendy would fight?
I do think she would.
I do think Wendy. You don't think Robin would have
See,
went at
I
Monique with that umbrella?
I don't think Wendy would fight.
When Wendy leaned in and told Giselle, if these cameras wasn't her, I would whoop your MF.
No, maybe so.
No, but see,
And Giselle
I think
said,
that
wait a minute, Giselle don't even hide it. She said, but they are.
yes, but I know it's funny, but to me that there's an issue with you saying that the woman who's walked up on people multiple times, you don't think she would fight, but Wendy, who had one who had that one thing with Giselle, would. That's an issue to me.
I just said in that moment. I'm talking about in the moments, y'all. Don't try to take what
she's
I'm
saying
asking. That's why I thought. Okay, so you're talking about the actual specific situation.
I'm talking about the situation.
Okay.
So you think Wendy
You're
would
not
have
saying
fought Giselle in
overall.
that situation?
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe.
Say that again. What?
You think Wendy would have fought Giselle in that situation?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, yes.
I think
I
she
knew
was
that.
that angry.
Gotcha. Yeah, she
See,
said.
Joy, let me clarify, Joy. I thought you were talking about them overall. I thought you were saying Robin overall went fight.
Okay. I'm saying out of context like that.
No,
Yeah, we
I
got
didn't
you.
understand, so that's why I'm asking for clarity.
Okay, yeah, I gave it to you.
Uh-huh. You did. Thank you so much.
So bad today.
I'm just
She
saying,
was giving me
Y'all are funny.
I need to be in the call because I'm
not trying
enjoying
to pick
it.
a fight with you about it. If I'm asking you about it, it means clarity instead of me not knowing and running with it.
Right.
I mean,
I feel like you would rather me ask for clarity than me running with a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Okay, question.
Go on.
Do y'all think
Okay,
we
yeah.
can do another episode on this? Like,
No, it needs.
Yes. I
No,
just
we don't.
felt you
You mean
already missed the
on the
first
yellow
one.
skin, light skin, dark skin fight? No, we don't need that.
no, just on no.
I missed the
Y'all
first one. so I
laughing
guess
to
it's
beat
good.
it. Because one beat it like that. It was like the light skin crew and the dark skin crew on beat it. And they was, I did think the light skin boys was going to get beat up on the video. But
Look here. I don't know. Isn't Tammy Roman light skinned? Because she will beat all y'all down.
yeah. She'll
Okay,
be
so-
there. And Evelyn, well, she don't think she can fight, but she swear.
Who?
Evelyn Lozada.
Ugh.
And she light skinned and she just Puerto Rican.
Well, no, now she's Afro-Latino.
Misplaced aggression.
Whatever.
I don't know, y'all. But
She
anyway, I
wanted
do
to be
think we need to do another
Afro-Latina.
episode because y'all, and I think we need
That's
to do another
because she didn't
episode
wanna
on
do
when you talking about
flavor.
somebody's husband because nobody believes that everybody's different.
And they said that comment, they're saying that, I don't know. Oh gosh, let me get this out. That Candace, how the whole thing played out about Karen wasn't what really was said.
Well, what was
Like,
said?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
because even Karen said it wasn't that serious, and Candace apologized for how it looked on the trailer, but I don't believe that's like how it went down.
Okay.
Because it seemed like Candace was talking about how like Giselle gossips, and something was.
Well, I want to. Can we say something this before we go? Candace said that she has been around Giselle when Giselle was plotting on other people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know this and you still sitting around with her plotting with her, now it's your turn. Why
But
you
see,
mad?
I think it's very. her plotting and me plotting with her are very different things, for one. And for two, I feel like to me, Candace is hyperbolic because I'm pretty sure she's been around when Giselle has been gossiping. Everyone has been around when Giselle has been gossiping. And I also feel like it's kind of redundant for people to be like, well, you're sick. There are how many girls on this show? I'm not going to be having a fight with every one of them all the time. Me and her cordial and me and her talking, she starts gossiping. I'm like, girl, this is not
When
anything.
I heard that, I thought that was a dig at the whole Monique thing. That's what I thought that was.
I thought that would have been stupid because people keep forgetting the whole fact that Candace was the one who told Karen to tell Monique, and that Candace signed a whole legal document for Monique after, and that happened 2 years prior to that season airing. So I feel like that would have been stupid for her to say for that one.
I thought that's what that dig was because there was that whole they've been at a table plotting. That's what that argument was.
Right.
After lunch or something, after Andy's party or something.
Yes.
Baby
that's
shower.
where that allegedly that whole thing was cooked up. But I always remembered that Candace had to be the one to get him that information because Candace was the only one of that group who had a conversation with that girl. It was so, and that girl personally confirmed it. I tweeted her, asked her that personally, and she told me that.
Okay, y'all.
The only one who had out of that group that had a conversation.
What was that comment?
Light skinned people can fight. I don't fight people, but I will hurt.
Misbehaving. It's the same stereotype because they had to prove themselves.
Yeah, that's why I felt like I know like two girls could fight.
We always gotta prove who black enough.
I know.
That is like the craziest thing to me. I saw people in there arguing that somebody had made a comment like Robin was white. And they said, well, she got more DNA. The DNA, when she did that DNA test,
68%.
And I said, so we doing percentages now? Like, so
I mean, that's how everyone is black now. That's how a whole bunch of biracial people are black now because of percentages. The one drop rule. So, I mean, that's how that happened in the first place.
Has two black parents. Why is that up for debate? Like, her mother is black.
And her daddy is black.
This isn't a situation.
Mom didn't really know where her family's from.
No.
What'd she say?
Becky's white.
I'm trying to remember because like they were talking about it, and I feel like I'm trying to remember if I could be wrong. If like Robin's mom said, "Well, I'm black, but I really don't know like about my parents" or something like that. If I can remember correctly.
I don't know, but I know her mother is black.
Her daddy's black,
and her daddy is black and look black. They didn't even look like they really didn't even look mixed. They just look like light-skinned black.
Yeah. Who are we talking about? Who's
Well, Robin does not look like a light-skinned black person because even Robin said some white people think she's white. So
I'm not saying that she don't look white. I mean, but that's also probably in the South. It's just like I can remember. Well, I'll tell you this: there is a girl that's been on this show. That's Giselle's friend. I went to
Erica Lau.
Erica Laus, yeah.
I can remember going somewhere when we were in high school, and we had went to state or something. We were both in the drama club, and we went up there for state. There was a white guy because we were a whole bunch of us were staying in the hotel from different schools and different places. This white guy had came in our room, and I remember him asking, "What ethnicity are you?" And we in Alabama. So this was, and we in the middle of nowhere in Alabama. I think we were down in somewhere outside of Montgomery. And they asked him what ethnicity she was. And she told them she was, and both her parents are black too. Like, it's just some black people that look like that. My grandmother passed her whole life.
Yeah.
Like her whole life. That was one of she said when she was young, she was going to grow up and marry a dark-skinned guy because she didn't want her children to experience it. And she grew up in Pickinsville, Alabama.
So y'all think Robin looks white?
I don't think she looks white. She just got green eyes. None of them look.
You think Robin looks white, Kelly?
I think Robin kind of looks. I think I would give Robin by like an actual like biracial one white parent, one black parent before I give her like she's black. I would give Giselle more of like I can see her being black and maybe there's just like a lot of European ancestry, but I can still see her having like two black parents before I give Robin that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Katie?
Katie looks black. She didn't look.
She
She
looks
don't
She looked like, but
black.
I know
Yeah.
she's biracial. But like,
Yeah,
yeah.
we knew. Yeah.
genes happen, DNA happened. Da, da,
Yeah.
da,
That's
da.
why I was
I mean,
saying so
Barack
because we
Obama
don't
don't
know.
look
I know
mixed.
that's a good one to bring
Yeah,
up.
but Barack Obama is also biracial. It's
Yeah,
just only
Barack
like
Ray, he don't look mixed.
And
He look
Holly
like
Berry
a
to me
regular.
don't either. She just look black.
Holly
But
Berry does not look. Because again, I say I was like, oh, I feel like just a couple of years ago I found out she was biracial because I didn't know.
yeah.
Yes, it's a
Anyway,
lot of
y'all, it's been 2 hours.
yeah.
I
Oh,
know. I held y'all
You're the
hostage for
darkest
so
No,
man.
long.
it's fine. I just Potomac is back, and people
yeah.
just watch half and then watch another half. Make sure y'all watch this. People don't normally watch when they this long, but it was good. Anyway,
It's
I
a,
will
anything else?
watch
it's
again.
really, really, really good show. I wish the ladies wouldn't keep it. Some of the things that they do online, but it adds to the show. It gives us something to talk about. So I
Well,
just,
I also wish the ladies would do certain things on the show.
And I don't think they're gonna stick with this though, Chris thing. I think they're about to move on to something else.
I hope so.
I
Yeah, because
think
this kind of
Jacqueline, Mia, Karen, because Karen and Mia, I think, gonna fall out. Karen's
yeah,
gonna steal Jacqueline from Mia. Karen's gonna clock in a minute. Y'all just wait.
Yeah, well,
yes.
we've been waiting for
Um.
several seasons now. I'm so
Yeah.
tired.
Oh yeah.
They
Her.
Because
talk about somebody
I
been skating by. She the one that been skating
Oh no,
by. She
yeah.
was the
Mhm.
whole season saying nothing, but I'm
she's a
in the middle.
Jackie.
Like she
I'm,
don't even
Only
participate
thing you
in
can
the
count on
group.
her to do is call HR. Other than that, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. I put Karen on the team of like y'all have some problems y'all need to address it because when they brought colors in the first time, Robin was the only light skinned woman to open her mouth about it and says she understands there is some certain issues with it. So, but now Robin hold her case anyway. But I do think they need to be on from this because I feel like when they're I think I said this on this one or another one. Again, I've been running the YouTube streets of the fact that like Giselle didn't do this right because Potomac already has an issue with someone doing SA or like inappropriate conduct or
yeah,
actions towards someone. And so I really do think that's why Candace and Chris are very much so upset because they have been a part of having to go to like again, Candace, Chris, Ray, and Karen, but Karen has, dipped off from that, had a very strong stance against Michael and his behavior.
Right.
And the show has already had an issue with him for several years with that. So for you to try to bring that issue back up again, I do think that Giselle needs to be careful because I don't know
I
the
really
producers.
don't think that that's what she was trying to do. I really do think if this could have been over with in the first episode. Although I do understand her initial response because of what was said from Ashley, it seemed like a double team. So I understood her initial reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't understand like days later it seemed like I would have been irrational in that moment, but I would have went home and thought about what they said. And I would have, because I'm an optimist, I would have stuck with he didn't say or do anything. But that's me.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Candace, she
Because
ain't there
that's
yet.
how I would have
Well,
took it. He didn't say or do anything. I probably would have said, I would have asked my husband to apologize because I've actually done something like that before.
mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why you could relate. Like, just go apologize. That's what she needs. She
I
needs,
get that.
and I would have let it go. I personally would have not been okay with my husband's name even being associated with sexual assault, let alone me putting out those words. I just that's how I would have handled it. I'm a different.
Yes, we completely understand that. And I'm just saying, I can look back and see that this show has already had an issue with that. And these are two people who had a very strong stance against that. So for them, Giselle bringing this up and them feeling like she's alluding to something, I can see why people like they would be very pissed. And I think that Giselle does need to be somewhat careful because I don't really think the producers would also be happy with them having another issue of this when they finally have gotten Michael has finally all of a sudden now is getting a divorce, quote
I
unquote, nothing
think
on the show.
I think that here's the difference, and you could take this however you want. I
Mm,
really do believe this happened exactly the way
I'm
she.
not saying
I
I
just
never
don't
said it
believe.
didn't
I
happen.
just don't believe that Chris had any ill intent, like at all. I
Well,
don't.
we both agree with that. The situation happened, but Giselle is making a storyline out of it
I
and
don't.
seems to be
But
handling it
but here's the
irresponsibly.
thing.
That's
She's
So
me.
tied.
why are you,
Tied.
Kat,
She's not
She
though.
Yes, she is trying to.
She's
Yes,
not.
she is. Yes,
She
is.
actually is.
Callie and Kai, y'all
Yeah.
know Joy ain't gonna agree with y'all. Why do y'all
She
do
is.
this?
No, because she just said, I believe the situation happened, and I never said it didn't happen. But just because it happened doesn't mean it happened the way that she's saying it is, or also
Right.
that she's not adding hot sauce and making something out of nothing.
I'm not arguing about the hot sauce. I
You
agree.
just
I-
never bothered to
If the
bring the
hot sauce is
up, though.
there,
The hot
you're adding
sauce
hot
should
sauce for
be there.
storyline.
And
You're
that
adding